Okay. Hello, people from the internet. Hello, everyone, I guess. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You know, that kind of stuff. Um, I haven't been streaming because I tried to stream Strive and I was like not getting any viewers, and it was also like a rather frustrating experience to try to stream that because I was not getting games online. So yeah, I have been playing a bit of that offline. Uh, my 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 controller kind of broke, or I guess like my controller was kind of messed up already. But I think the issue with my controller was a bit exacerbated by the fact that I have been playing Strife. I kind of want to get it fixed. Yeah, I want to get it fixed, but I haven't been able to buy that kind of stuff. Like I need to replace a part of the controller. It's not that difficult or expensive. I just haven't looked into it. Um, yeah, I will do that later when I get the chance to go to Mexico City to buy the thing myself. I don't wanna like order it from online or something. But yeah, with that being said, I think I'm gonna play maybe a demigod. Like, if you really think about it, demigods are well suited to be transmuters, even if they don't start as a transmuter because of their very high stats and all that jazz. Um, so yeah. Um, anyway, as I was saying before, as I was saying when I started, I'm gonna be playing some Crow, and if it doesn't work for me, if I'm not having a good time, or if the game is just not cooperative, I'm gonna be playing something else. Um, I have a couple of possible games that I could play, believe it or not. Yeah, I have at least three different games, maybe even four that I could stream. Um, Hopefully not butcher my viewership, but it doesn't matter. Just exit out of there, and I haven't played in a while. So let's see how this goes tonight. As I was saying, I am going to be playing a demigod. I'm going to be playing a demigod Air Elementalist. Um, why Air Elementalist? They start with Air Strike. They get Lightning Bolt as well. It's just a general, like a pretty good book. And my objective is to use a Storm form. And most importantly, I guess, it is that it is a mage instead of being a warrior mage, which sucks at being a warrior and sucks at being a mage. So warrior mage are just, in my opinion, one of the hardest backgrounds to beat from all these because apart from adventure, like warriors are pretty good at fighting. Just in general, like they start with good stats and good defenses. Pretty much all of them except for monk, which starts with a robe. And then zealots start with a goth. That's pretty good. Mages start with a book. That's also amazing. And warrior mages start with a book, but the books that they start with are just generally not as good as these books. Um, yeah, like I guess Enchanter could theoretically be the best of the warrior mages, but I don't know. I'm not too convinced by it. I guess Arcane Marksman also started with a launcher in addition to the book, so you can use the launcher and forget about the book. That's kind of been my strategy with Arcane Marksman. I just forget about the book. I just straight up don't use it. But yeah, as I mentioned, we are gonna go for Demigod Air Elementalist. And for some reason, like I don't know why Venom Mage is not recommended. I really do think that Venom Mage should be recommended for literally every character, or like pretty much anything that wants to go for spells should have Venom Mage as a recommended thing. Hello, Poncho. Good to see you around. You should really stream Guilty Gear Strive. You should get that. Hello, Brain. Thank you for stopping by. I was lurking in your stream on Sunday. I guess Happy Father's Day. I didn't get the chance to write it on your chat, but yeah, I keep it in mind. It's not looking very good for me because I don't have any mana. Poncho, thank you for that.
Puro Pinchi Cofcito ALV Compa.
Okay. But no, for real, you should really play Strife. It's the right moment for you to do so, um, because there's gonna be a lot of people that just get the game on release and they don't know anything about the game. So it's like easier for you to actually have a real match against someone instead of getting absolutely dumpstered. So yeah, finding games on release are really a beautiful experience that I recommend to everyone. And for Strive, even more so. Strive is very simple. It's very easy to get good damage in Strive, even if you don't precisely know what you're doing. You just have to press buttons, and it kind of works out. But then when you start knowing what to do, you can press certain buttons, and then you get much more damage, or you get much more optimal damage, or you just get like I don't know, something that you could theoretically use to win the game in Strive. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that comes with experience, and you know, as the game grows and you start to learn matchups against other characters and stuff, I really enjoy fighting games. But yeah, I've been thinking about fighting games a lot. And I would like to create a community for fighting games in my local scene. I feel like people only play the King of Fighters because, to be completely fair, it's like the only thing that people have had access to. Um, but I would like to get more things for people to play with, or more fighting games. Yeah. I guess I theoretically have most of the things that you would need um, to set that up. I have a computer that can run a lot of fighting games, so I could theoretically use that for tournaments and stuff. Yep, I keep thinking about that. I hope that I can manage to create that in the future. Alrighty. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Um, I think it was also Father's Day in Mexico. Like, I think the dates for those two things in the U.S. and or for that thing in the U.S. and in Mexico are different. But I'm not too sure about that. Yeah. Mm, alrighty. So we're gonna get a lot of intelligence, right? Because that's kind of the point of going demigod. You're gonna get a lot of stats, even if you don't get a god. But stats is what we want. Well, that and finding storm form. Um, this has been a pretty good start for me. I survived that early shenanigans with the goblin. I managed to lure the goblin into a cloud generator, and it did happen to die from the clouds, so that was very sweet. And I guess I got kind of lucky because the cloud could have killed me instead of killing the goblin, but it killed the goblin instead of killing me. And now we have a dagger of venom, so we should be good to go until we start seeing messed up things. And hopefully by that time we already have like Earth Strike or Lightning Bolt or something along those lines. Lightning Bolt might be a bit difficult to get considering how the demigods don't have the best aptitudes for anything pretty much. But I guess they do have the best stats, apart from good old Chebreados. A lot of abandoned shops or something. Who knows? Something bites the plant. Okay. I wonder what that was. Probably like a jackal or another quokka. Okay, we're about to hit 4 spell casting. At the start of the game, like pretty much always, I like to get 4 spell casting because 4 spell casting means more mana, and more mana means more of your level 1 spell, which should be good enough to kill the things that you see in the early game. So you don't really need to train conjurations and other magic and the other things that you will have to train later on for um, for killing other things. But yeah, I generally think that right from the get-go, having a decent amount of mana is really more important than having your level 2 or level 3 spells accessible. Um, Talking about that, I guess I'm gonna learn Earth Strike because why not? So yeah, I'm gonna put Earth Strike here. I won't cast it a lot this early in the game, obviously. It's only D3. I barely have the ability to cast it. Or rather, I guess I don't. It's a 1 in 3 chance to miscast it for a lot of damage, and we don't want to take a lot of damage. Yeah, that is never good. Mm. It would also do or inflict pitiful damage if I did manage to successfully cast it, and it would cost me a lot of mana to do so. So yeah, we are not going to be um, we're not going to be casting that until much later in the game. But it's going to be pretty good because of the Demigod's intelligence. A Hornet Zombie on D4. They are pretty messed up enemies to fight against on D4. You cannot outrun them. They hit pretty hard. 14 damage is pretty significant, and it's also immune to poison. It also has like a serious amount of HP. It has more HP than I do, believe it or not. About 51. That is definitely unfair, and I don't think it should be a thing that exists. Good to see you around, Star Polemic. Thank you for stopping by. I'm about to die to this Hornet Zombie, and then when I die to this Hornet Zombie, we're gonna give it another try. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and we might try to play something else. Okay. So there's 2 options that I have here. Option 1 is read scrolls, try to find blinking or teleport. Option 2 is actually try to fight the Hornet Zombie. And I don't know which one of those two will be better. What new spells? Stormform, Polar Vortex, New Chain Lightning, I guess. I don't think I'm gonna get to a level 9 with a demigod, but if it happens, I would like to try New Chain Lightning because I've heard it's actually good now. Um, yeah, Old Chain Lightning was messed up. I never liked Old Chain Lightning. People said that it was good, but I cannot rely on a level 8 spell that doesn't fails to do anything at all when you have a monster within melee range. Like if you have a monster within melee range and the spell doesn't check accuracy and you don't miscast it and it still doesn't do anything, that's just messed up. Uh, so yeah, I want to give that a try, but it might not happen this game considering how we have a Hornet Zombie within melee range. Yep, yep, that is correct. And I'm out of mana, but I'm not out of Hornet. So I might be dead. Ooh, heal wounds. Okay. So since I'm out of mana and I'm not out of Hornet, probably the correct thing to do is to just try to read teleport, try to run away. Okay, that is the opposite of teleport. Um, I have a dagger of venom. It's not gonna cut it against this Hornet zombie, so probably the best thing to do is to just run for the stairs. Why not walk to a corner to double stab before spamming shock? I was using static discharge instead of using shock. Yeah, I was using static discharge because it just straight up doesn't miss, I think. Oh, that's her strike. Yeah, static discharge. Um, Shock do would do more damage probably, but then I would eat a lot of damage from the Hornet zombie. It like will get free attacks. Yeah, when it does hit me, it hits me pretty hard. It's just unfair. It's just an unfair thing to see this early in the game. Like it has 51 HP and I have 33. It's not precisely meant to be beatable, and it's fast as well, so it's not meant to be outran either. Um, Yeah, it doesn't have paramelee at least. But I don't. I think I would prefer a regular Hornet, believe it or not, because a regular Hornet I could probably poison with the dagger, and since they are weak to poison, it would die in like 2 attacks from the dagger and then static discharge if it doesn't kill me first. This one is just like unpleasant. I guess for a regular Hornet, I also have darts of poison that I could have used to attack it when it's far away. But yeah, yeah, I'm still silenced. Can't really cast spells or do anything. Hits you but does no damage. Okay. You know, if I have memorized swiftness, which I didn't, I could use swiftness right now to make a sprint for the stairs and maybe like gain some ground on this hornet zombie. I don't know exactly how fast it is, or if I would be able to outrun it with swiftness. Oh, okay, I can cast spells again. I guess we can try to read scrolls. Inner flame. Well, that is not good because it's a fast monster, so now I cannot attack it. Like just straight up can't attack it. Teleport? Nope, not teleport. Um, 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 well, that is very useless. Curing haste would have been useful earlier on. Maybe I can outrun the hornet. Well, I know that it won't be reaching me to melee me, and it seems that I am a bit faster than the hornet now, which allows me to shock it. Actually, it's gonna create some flames on itself, and that will get me the kill on the hornet. That was I don't want to say lucky because I ended up like using almost everything that I had. Like I used all my scrolls and I used almost all my potions, including 2 potions of heal wounds and a single potion of curing. But I guess I was able to survive, and that's kind of what counts. Yeah, it was an experience. I guess that's what crawl is nowadays. A D4 Hornet Zombie on a character that can only survive a hornet zombie with luck, no skill, only luck. A scary story. Well, we can do that for sure. Have I ever told you about that one time where I was walking? I was walking in the middle of the night and I heard like a scream. I was walking in a neighborhood that I was not familiar with after visiting a friend that had just told me a story about how one of his previous houses was haunted. Like where he lived as a kid was haunted, so they moved away because it was literally haunted and like weird things were happening. So I met that friend and I was just going on my way. I was going home. I was walking on the street in the middle of the night and I was walking next to another house and I hear a scream like right next to my ear coming from the house and I'm like, what was that? And I turn around and there's like nothing. And I was like freaked out by that. I guess that's a bit of a scary story of something that happened to me a couple of years ago. But I still talk with that friend. We're actually very good friends. Oh, I guess I can also tell you the story about that time where I had a cockroach jump on me. But I don't think that was inherently scary. I think that was more. I don't know. Because I don't think like looking back on that, I don't think of it as inherently scary. It's just like shocking in the moment because no one likes to have a cockroach jump on them. I know that I certainly don't like that. Gonna buy this. Oh, I'm gonna buy like pretty much everything here except for Berserkeration attraction when I have the money. If I happen to acquire gold early on, I'm definitely gonna be using my gold in this shop. Um, I'm gonna buy all of that except for attraction and Berserkeration, all of that. Um, okay, we got might. That's fine. We got an amulet of faith. Well, that is underwhelming. If there is one thing that you don't want to find early on as a demigod, it's definitely an amulet of faith because it's absolutely useless to you. Like you literally can't use it. It would be nice if it gave you, I don't know, some stats. Maybe for the meme, it would be nice if it gave you some stats. Ooh, a staff of conjuration happens to be pretty good, considering that I am an Elementalist, so pretty much most of the spells that I'm going to be using early on are conjurations, so they get enhanced by the staff. Look at that, beautiful. Doubles your self-confidence. Yeah, it should double your self-confidence for sure. What was that? Okay. Egypt has a wand of charming. I was gonna give it a try, but it's for the best not to attempt to do that. I'm just gonna try to go elsewhere. I wonder if I should auto-explore in this level now that we know that Egypt is here. It might not be the best of ideas. Black Bear reached me within melee, pretty much unharmed and unpoisoned. That's not good. I could static discharge it, but I don't think it's gonna go very well for me. Still gonna try it, because why not? Okay, maybe it will go. It will go, right? That was a lot of damage from static discharge. People undervalue the spell. I think it's pretty good. Sure, it's like a melee range spell, but it cannot miss and it deals a decent amount of damage that can also happen multiple times. So I like static discharge. I liked static discharge as a level 3, but as a level 2 it's obviously even better. Okay, there's Dubesa. Dubesa apparently is extremely dangerous, so we are gonna treat her like an extremely dangerous monster and leave her alone. Um, I got Earth Strike pretty much. I guess I can learn Swiftness. I'm gonna learn it, even though I might not use it at all. It's just something that I'm not used to using, but people have regarded it as a good spell. So yeah, I should have it around just to have the option to use it. Um, so yeah, I've been playing a lot of Strive off stream. I tried playing on stream, was not going so well in different aspects. Like it was not going well in the sense that I was literally unable to play. Um, and I was also not getting any viewers, so I decided to not play it on stream. But I've been playing a bit of it as off stream, and it has been fun. I've been enjoying it. Um, but yeah, I really need to get that controller fixed. Okay, how do we deal with a melee range Sky Beast as an Elementalist? We switch to the Dagger of Venom and we poke it. And that's actually how we are gonna deal with this Sky Beast. We poke it, and then we run away, and we gain the turn on the Sky Beast. It's probably a good idea to go upstairs because that is not going in my favor. And then we can go down different stairs. Okay, we are gonna lure Egypt towards me. Come on. Okay. I think I'm gonna wait here for Egypt. We're gonna switch to this and then we're gonna shock. Saps Egypt but does no damage. Wow, okay. I guess Egypt with ring mail is too tanky. Okay, there we go. That is some good damage from static discharge. I really enjoy that. I can buy a potion of haste now, and I am certainly going to be doing that for sure. Let's go buy it right now because potion of haste is like another guaranteed get out of jail card. Um, so that one is definitely worth it to buy immediately, even if it's so expensive. Um, a ring of fire, I guess it's good to carry around one of those for the resistance early on. Not that I am particularly excited about being weak to cold, but it's good to have one around. Oh, Dinky. Thank you for the 2 months of Prime. I appreciate it quite a bit. There's a lot of people that come in and give me 1 month of Prime, and then I never see them again. So it's certainly a nice thing to see someone actually come back for the second month, and I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the content, and it's good to see you around for sure. I feel like Airstrike might be the correct thing to do here. It's too expensive, but it doesn't miss. And it's not like a priest has a lot of HP, so maybe 2 Airstrikes will do the trick. Yeah, there we go. Just as I was expecting, two airstrikes. This is the trick. And it's good because I didn't have pretty much mana to do anything more than that. Um, Hypers. Okay. I tried to poison the Sky Beast, but apparently the darts are not doing the job today. Okay, please get another poisonous attack on the Sky Beast, and now we can kite it away. Okay, it would be nice if it died from poison. There we go. I was about to use Earth Strike on it, melee range Earth Strike, but fortunately that was not necessary. We're seeing a lot of extremely dangerous monsters here. Um, I think I might have to train these to 9 for Lightning Bolt, and I do think that Lightning Bolt is somewhat important. It's a pretty powerful spell, so I would like to have it for sure. Okay, Mr. Wyvern Zombie, I can definitely deal with you, and that's why I woke you up. I can either static discharge you or shock you. I'm gonna try to shock you just to see how that goes. It went pretty well. Oh, that orc shouted next to Eustachio, so there's Eustachio is definitely gonna be up after that, and that is a good time to try to leave the level. But unfortunately, there's an orc band on the other side, and I don't want to mess with that. They are too powerful. I'm just gonna put shock on the quiver, and whenever I have to use static discharge, I can just use it. That was a lot of poison in a single turn. I think the yeah, it poisoned me 2 times in a single turn. Fortunately, I was at full HP. Mm, Crazy Youth is over here. I think I can deal with Crazy Youth easily. Um, oh, rendered maze too. Okay, we're gonna wake up. Well, open the door, pretty much, and then shock Crazy Youth. Shock Crazy Youth again. And now I would like to kite Crazy Youth away from there. Um, okay, maybe Airstrike. Static Discharge should get me the kill. Let's go. And I got a +2 Cloak of Stealth and a +4 Core Staff of Chaos, which is pretty amazing this early in the game. But what I really wanted to check out was the maze. Oh, okay, that is just too good. We are not gonna be using we're not gonna be using a couple of these things anymore. Um, Look at that. Like 2 willpower. It's +10, and it even has like strength +2 and intelligence +3, something completely unnecessary, but certainly very welcome. So I'm just gonna wield this right now, and we're gonna roll with it for a while. Eventually, I'm not gonna have to use it anymore, and we can just unwield it because at the end of the day, it's a maze. But yeah, that was one good find for sure. I cannot go down these stairs because there's an orc band on the other side that's just gonna destroy me, and I don't want to be destroyed. Oh, a Laya tank. Well, I'm not going to wield this mace. I'm pretty much gonna use it as a sky weapon. A sky weapon is a weapon that you wield for the good properties that it has, other than wielding it for the damage that it can do. I definitely do not care about the damage that this mace can do, but I do care about the willpower. Can I not quiver? Why can't I quiver? Why can't I quiver strike? Yeah, what I want to do is strike these guys, or at least one of them, lure them towards here, and then maybe shock. Oh, that is not good. That is actually pretty bad. Let's see if we can deal with it before it reaches me. We have 4 mana, but it's almost dead. So maybe Shock gets the job done. Oh, that is lucky, and we got scales, which will be very good. They offer better protection than Rove, like much better protection than even +2 Rove. Just a teeny tiny bit more armor class for the same for the same encumbrance rating, which is 0. Okay, I think I might be able to deal with Eustachio. Let's give it a try. Oh, 3 airstrikes just gets the job done. That's pretty nice. Okay, probably should have waited up there to rest my mana, but it was okay. All right, all right, looking pretty good. Let's put this on. Now I have 8 armor class. I'm gonna lose positive energy. I guess resistance to negative doesn't really matter. Nothing in these early stages of the game does that, so it's okay to run around without it. Really not a big deal. Okay, definitely shouldn't swing the mace. Even though it is plus 10, I still have 0 training with it, and it actually takes quite a while to swing it. 1.4 at 0 training. So yeah, better off just casting spells. Oh, that's not looking very good. That is a lot of orcs. Okay, I think we're done with the orcs. Alrighty. Yeah, that was one good maze. I am surprised. I think it's the first time I get something this good from doing Crazy Youth. We are gonna do this and then airstrike. Yeah, I am approaching the point where I can reliably cast Lightning Bolt. So we're gonna put Lightning Bolt in F because I like to have it on F. 10% chance to miscast is it's decent, I guess. It's not something that I am going to actively use on every fight, especially not well, even more so at this stage of the game where I have very little mana. But it might be a good thing to use every now and then when I have a lot of enemies in a queue or something that I really need to multi-sap for some reason. Intelligence, that's 32 intelligence by D6, experience level 9. Guardian Spirit. I don't want it. I don't want the Guardian Spirit. I'm actually gonna drop it. There's a lot of people that really like Guardian Spirit. I like it on some characters. I like it on characters that for some reason have a lot of mana but don't have the need to use all that mana in combat. And my character is definitely not that at the moment. It might become that later on. Who knows? But well, let's see what the game gives me. Maybe I do end up using Guardian Spirit. Okay, we got an ossuary, and we found the ossuary, and there is a robe of the robe of augmentation. Well, that is certainly better than Steam scales. I'm gonna be using that. Not too excited for it. Definitely, it's at the end of the day only a robe, so it's not like wow that wins me the game, right? Um, but it's better than what I have at least. Alrighty. So, out of curiosity, did anyone here get Guilty Gear Strive? I do remember there's some people like Shaper and Aster, who I haven't seen in a while, who like to play fighting games. So I was thinking maybe those two got Guilty Gear Strive. Um, but yeah, I really have been enjoying that game quite a bit. Um, Definitely nice to have a lot of people playing Guilty Gear for once. It's never been like a very popular franchise, but it might take the place of Street Fighter 5, or at least of Street Fighter in general, now that Arc System Works like really went hard on the advertisement campaign and stuff. Um, so let's see, we got a lot of consumables too. You're bad with fighting games. Well, I think everyone starts bad at fighting games. It's only a matter of actually trying to get good and like not just pressing buttons randomly, just like thinking about what your opponent will try to do and then play around that and try to not get dumpstered by your opponent. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a very like mental component to fighting games that is not apparent at first sight. You need to kind of experience them yourself to understand it. Um, But yeah, they are very satisfying once you get to the point where you're like, oh, my opponent will probably try to do this, so I should do this, or you can like do something repeatedly just to condition your opponent into thinking that you're gonna keep doing that, and then do something completely different that would beat whatever they would try to do to counter the thing that you were doing at first. In that sense, it's like fighting games um, and I guess Crawl are similar in that regard because like in Crawl, like I guess Crawl is turn-based, but the same thing applies. Like you can think about what the game will do at you in a given situation against like I don't know dangerous monsters later on, and you can play around that, and you can kind of do the same thing in fighting games. Um, Obviously you don't have like all the time in the world to think about your next move, and that's kind of one of the main differences. But I don't know, I enjoy fighting games quite a lot, and I wish more people did. I wish it wasn't such a niche genre, because I think fighting games are just in general more exciting than I don't know, something like Fortnite or something like shooter games, or MOBAs. Okay. That is 9 conjurations, 9 air magic. I think I'm gonna get a bit more spellcasting, but I should also get some translocations for Mystic Blast, which I got a book of conjurations, and I should really use Mystic Blast because it's pretty good. Okay. Luckily, this thing doesn't deal that much damage. Like, I don't understand why a center warrior zombie only hits for 5 and kicks you for 2, when the real thing hits you much harder than that. Let's see. Yeah, hits you for 16 and kicks you for 5. So I don't understand why the zombie only hits you for 5 and kicks you for 2. Might be a bug, to be completely honest. It might be that it's based off of a centaur zombie. Let's see if we can. You cannot look for a specific zombie. It's kind of annoying. Must be a bit of a buggy thing in the game. Oh wow! I hadn't noticed, but I have 42 intelligence. Yeah, no wonder I can cast literally everything. That is crazy. That is crazy. That blows my mind. 42 intelligence pre-layer. It's only D8 and I already have 42 intelligence. Ooh, a scarf. Scarf of resistance. Repulsion is nice. I would be sacrificing a lot of armor class, but I'm probably gonna be using that for like bolts or something. You know, places or parts of the game where you get harassed by projectiles. Um, oh, Hatter. This is new. Spriggan Hatter. You don't even have a description. Weird. Well, static discharge, because static discharge doesn't miss, so we are certainly going to be using that against monsters with a lot of evasion. Airstrike for that guy. How much damage do I deal with my airstrike? Well, I guess I wish I knew, but I have 36% power. I guess that's nice. And one dice of 54 for lightning bolts. If I was not using the mace, if I was using the staff of conjurations, I guess I would be doing like very real damage with both airstrike and lightning bolt. But alas, I decided to wield the mace for the 2 pips of willpower, and I think it's definitely worth it to use that. Um, Okay, that's 6 spell casting. Next, we are gonna get some translocations for Mystic Blast. Um, let's get 7. No, let's get 6. Um, yeah, I kept my aptitude in mind there, and I don't wanna overtrain it because you don't need a lot of translocations like ever. Um, okay, lucky block with my amulet. Mm, Okay, you're almost dead, so you should die from. Oh, hits but does no damage, of course. Maybe Wand of Flame? I don't know. We're kind of in a bad spot here. Okay, fortunately I did manage to kill the Jack. That's nice. Yeah, I wish Airstrike wasn't so mana expensive. Or, yeah, like, I guess for a level 4 spell, it's pretty mana expensive. You have to cast it quite a bit to kill anything, and it's a single target spell. So, you are definitely gonna run out of mana very quickly if you use it like I was using it. I guess we can replace this. +2 hat. That is nice. I should drop the Steam scales. I'm not gonna use those ever again. And I should drop a tropa. I thought that I have changed my RC file to never pick up a tropa again, but I guess I didn't do it right. Kind of annoying. Okay. Glaive of Venom. We are gonna leave it on the floor, but I would say that that is definitely a pretty good weapon to have this early in the game. On most characters, I would probably go for it, even though it is a two-handed weapon. It's a pretty good two-handed weapon, and it has a very relevant brand for the early game. We're gonna ignore that Book of Necromancy. Not my favorite, as everyone here probably knows. Um, Run out of mana yet again. Okay. Yeah, whites usually have very good weapons. Not that this character particularly cares about weapons, considering that I already have a +10 mace. It's very unlikely that I am going to find something that I would consider to be an upgrade um, soon. Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to find an upgrade over this +10 mace. But remember that the end game for this character, or at least what I want to do with this character, is try Storm form. So that implies that I'm gonna need some unarmed combat. It would be nice to see um, a transmutation that requires you to attack in melee, obviously unarmed, that doesn't require you to train unarmed combat. I wonder if Storm Form is that. Probably not. Um, okay, you have Curer, so that makes you dangerous, and I should walk towards you to not be cured. Um, okay, gonna pick up that Scroll of Immolation. We're on D10. Um, ouch. Okay. How much damage was that? 14. We can deal with 14 damage, no big deal. A troll. Okay. Now I have enough skill to cast Mystic Blast. I guess I want some fighting now. I think I saw a kite shield on the floor. I could also train for a shield, but it's a bit too expensive to get this early in the game. Yeah, I don't think I want to. I think I would rather just get more HP because HP at the end of the day is the most important resistance, right? Because, HP gets to 0 and you die. Um, so the more the better. Okay. And as we have already established, center warriors are definitely like not threatening. We can just melee it with 0 skill to get the job done without having to spend any mana. Okay, I need you to be on a queue. Thank you. Pretty good. Good old lightning bolt. Um, Doing its job against bands, but I guess single targets airstrike is much better because you don't have to multi-sap it or anything. Um, I wish you could really like not pick up a tropa. It's so useless. I tried to use it once and then I realized that it requires you to have stealth, and that's so lame. Why does it require you to have stealth when other needles don't require you to? Hmm. Ran out of mana, but I didn't run out of Hydra. That could be annoying. Oh, fortunately, the Hydra's lack of resist or defenses rather did the job there. Look at that mace. That is also another pretty good mace, but it's not as good as the one that I'm using. I think the most important property in the maze that I currently have is the fact that it has 2 pips of willpower. So that means that I won't be getting hexed pretty much at any point in the game. Willpower is really amazing. Okay, this two-headed ogre is being annoying. It's getting some free turns on me. Fortunately, got a double miss because that could have. I don't think it would have killed me, but it would have dealt a lot of damage. But yeah, it just keeps getting free turns. Maybe it's because I'm throwing darts. What's the base attack delay for a dart? 1.0, huh? So it was literally just getting free turns. Are these like stealth fast? I don't know. It says it attacks very slowly, but it missed me twice and it didn't lose a turn. Okay, now it lost a turn because it attacked me. So what I should probably do is just like run away from this guy, and then when I'm close to the stairs, I can cast swiftness and just sprint for the stairs. Um, okay, let's just do a bit of this to gain some ground on the two-headed ogre, or like reposition it into not standing in my way when I run to the stairs. And now we do swiftness. Okay, see you around. We're gonna exclude that because we definitely cannot deal with that, and much less so if we throw a million darts at it and it doesn't get poisoned. All right. I would like to regain my mana before fighting more monsters. Gargoyles are pretty awful for a lot of characters. Not for an Air Elementalist, fortunately. I have Airstrike, and Airstrike is just really good at dealing with a gargoyle. And we got the Macabre Finger necklace. That is amazing. We don't have any rings that I would like to use. But if I find, I don't know, the Ring of the Tortoise or something, that would be a pretty nice thing to have with the Macabre Finger necklace. Okay, this time we did get the kill on the two-headed ogre. Okay. So yeah, as a golden rule, the Macabre Finger necklace is only as good as your best ring. So if your best ring is pretty bad, then Macabre Finger necklace is also gonna be pretty bad. But then again, you sometimes have some crazy good rings. Um, Sometimes have crazy good rings that are definitely better than any amulets that the game has thrown at you. Let's hope that this is one of those games. I'm gonna try to airstrike the unseen horror. And again, it's not gonna do a lot of damage because we're in a corridor. Probably should have fought it here. But I did get the kill against the unseen horror, so it's nice. It's okay. Yeah, we're not gonna be going down those stairs anymore. There was a wide variety of dangerous monsters down there. I don't want to mess with that. 15 fighting. I might get 15 fighting. Ooh, rendered robe. Let's check it. It's not very good. I don't value the poison resistance that highly, to be completely honest. Mm, mm, okay. I was starting to get worried, but fortunately we managed to kill that two-headed ogre before it killed me, I guess, because it was certainly getting scary. What's up with all these two-headed ogres? There's like so many of them already. Look at that! Like what is going on? The previous level had like 3, and this level has already thrown 3 at me. I'm not even able to regain all my mana to fight them properly. Okay, Air Strike should probably kill it. Okay, fortunately it did kill the two-headed ogre. Let's hope that's it for two-headed ogres. I don't want to see any more of them. They are kinda too dangerous for my character because apparently the darts are not doing the trick. Hmm. That also is not a thing that we want to see. Yeah, I wish these things had a little less willpower, so you could kind of reliably try to hex them even without any training in evocations. Maybe I should train some evocations too, but you know how it is with a demigod. You are kind of starved for experience because your aptitudes are -1 or -2. Um, so yeah, that thing is probably gonna hit me, and it's probably gonna deal a lot of damage. Um, I could also use Box of Beasts, try to get it to hit the Chimera instead of hitting me, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. So now we are gonna be receiving a lot of damage because there's just a straight up nothing that I can do about that Boulder Beetle. Let's hope that even though we are gonna be taking a lot of damage, I can still manage to win this fight. Ah, closely misses you. That is definitely nice. Okay, the Chimera died. Um, rolling again. Uh-huh, that's more like it. That is exactly what I was expecting. Now it was my time to, or my turn to not deal any damage to the Boulder Beetle. It was almost dead. It got struck by two arcs of lightning, and it just straight up didn't die from that. Yeah, I guess it has a lot of armor class. Okay, there we go. Fortunately, airstrike within melee range did the trick today. I think I should just go back to quivering airstrike. Okay, against that boulder bill, I should have used Kirer for sure. I think the slow is very important. Oh, skeletal warrior. Well, that is a great indicator to leave. Yeah, you see a skeletal warrior, you go do something else. And in this case, something else is there. Of course, the two-head ogre. Okay, let me go downstairs. Exclude that and go upstairs. You don't. Oh, of course you don't know how to reach the lure, because I did kill the Komodo dragon, but it never opened this vault. Okay, there we go. Ran out of mana. Yeah, that's kind of why I don't like to use airstrike that much, because against a single target it's okay. It's like a pretty effective spell as a single against a single target. But if you see a yak band or something, you're gonna run out of mana before you kill any significant amount of yaks. I keep picking up a tropa darts. I hate it. Okay. I would like to lure Joseph towards a more open area where I can airstrike him and have him take the entirety of the potential damage that you can deal with airstrike. Okay, there we go. This should be good, and we should just win the DPS war or the damage per turn war, and we did. Alrighty, looking good. Looking good indeed. Um, Surprisingly enough, an Elementalist also doesn't have any issues with Hydras. Um, because, yeah, Airstrike is just amazing against a single target. And it's even more amazing when you have 42 intelligence. That certainly makes it better than average. Um, Okay, do I get more intelligence? I think I already have like a crazy high amount of intelligence, but I am using a lot of intelligence gear. I'm using the robe of augmentation, I'm using a ring of intelligence, and I'm using this mace that gives me 3 extra intelligence. So I'm eventually not gonna have that much intelligence. Still 29 is pretty nice, but I'm thinking about getting dexterity and like start training evasion or something. I don't think Stormform retains any of your armor at all, but it probably retains your evasion. So yeah, we're gonna get some dexterity. And eventually, very soon actually, I'm gonna start training some dodging to take advantage of that dexterity that I just got. Okay, it's almost death, and I just happened to regain a bit of mana there. That was pretty nice. Um, I was a bit uneased by that cane toad. They deal crazy high amounts of damage, those cane toads. I think the base attack that they have hits for 26, and then they also have poison. I don't know for sure. I think that's what it is. But I'm gonna check next time I see one of those. Okay, let's just easily manipulate my line of sight into having only the bullfrog and then Maggie. There we go. But now we have a Komodo dragon. Um, I would like to go back upstairs, regain my mana, and then come back down, kill that Komodo dragon. Okay, good old static discharge. Ooh, ring of mana. Is it better than 5 shield though? I think I'm just gonna roll with the ring of, or with the amulet of reflection for now. Um, Maybe it is better because, like, considering what I'm doing right now, which is spamming airstrike, having 9 more mana would certainly help with that. So let's put on the macabre finger necklace and a ring of mana. And I guess I lost reflection now. It's fine. It's fine. Now I have 34 mana. It's enough for 8 airstrikes. Yeah, I think it's 8 airstrikes. So yeah, 8 airstrikes should be enough to kill any one monster that I see at this stage of the game. And more likely than not, it will leave me with enough mana to actually like not die instantly if I have to fight 2 things at the same time. Um, or rather, if I fight something and I kill it and I run, well, I kill it with airstrike and then something else appears on the screen, which has already happened. Um, I think I can beat Gastronok in a fight of airstrikes, but I'm gonna throw Hero first instead of just doing it raw. Okay, there we go. Pretty good. What did you have? A hat of stealth. We are not gonna be using that. So using the Ring of Mana was probably the correct choice. Um, I think instead of using a Ring of Mana in the Macabre Finger, I would like to use an Amulet of Mana Regen if I found one. I think that is just slightly more effective than using a Ring of Mana. Um, but I don't have that. And by the time I find an Amulet of Mana Regen, I'm probably gonna have found a better ring, or a better ring already to use in the slot of the Macabre Finger. Hello, hello, Mahasaka. Good to see you around. Thank you for stopping by. Um, okay, I still haven't seen any of the spells that I want to try. I do have Mystic Blast that I haven't learned, and I should learn that. Very important to learn it, because that's kind of the whole reason why I got Translocation's skill. Okay, Rendered Dagger, just out of curiosity. It's not very good. We're gonna leave it on the floor. Death Yak Band. If there were more Death Yaks on the screen, I would read Immolation and then or strike them to kill them. I don't really have. Well, I guess I have that option. Like I could theoretically do it, but it wouldn't be very good. So I'm not gonna do it against only these 2 guys. I also don't wanna lightning bolt because there's like a non-trivial part of the level that I haven't explored, so I don't want to like lure more monsters towards my position. I'm just gonna lure these guys all the way over here. We're gonna wait for them to reach me within melee range, and then we're gonna lightning bolt, multi-sap. Um, there we go. It just deals so much damage. It's one dice of 54 that turns into two dice of 54 when you multi-sap, of course, because they're getting hit by it twice. Um, and it even hits the guys that are behind the one that you're multi-sapping. So pretty nice thing to have. Okay, now there's four of these guys. That's kind of what I wanted to see to do immolation strategy or to do the immolation strategy, but I have one of them within melee range, and I don't wanna immolate myself. I don't have any fire resistance. Okay, okay, we can do one more lightning bolt. Now I'm kind of out of mana. I have only 4 mana. I guess the correct thing to do is to walk away until I get my 5 mana. And well, I wanted to hit them in a queue, but multi-sapping or auto-targeting kind of messed me up there. That was my bad. Should have paid more attention before committing to doing that. All right, it was okay because my mana regen is fast enough to make that okay, I guess. Okay. Oh, that's a Farcraft. Why is there a Farcraft on Lure 4? That seems oddly mean, but fortunately they are not the paragon of tankiness, so they die pretty quickly, even though they have a lot of damage output themselves. But yeah, that was interesting. Why was there a Farcraft here? There's a couple of different bolts with Farcrafts in Lure for some reason. I don't think I've seen a lot of Farcrafts in Lure, at least not out in the open. I've seen them in like room bolts and stuff, but out in the open, I can't really remember. Okay, orc warrior. Okay, so they kinda hit hard. Can hit for 1 damage, plus it's Darflail. Huh, interesting. Thought it was gonna hit for way more than one, but sure. I guess we can just lightning bolt through them and just destroy Nergal. Okay, there's one that has a huge room and a corridor leading up to it. Oh yeah, I remember that one. That one is blocked by a rune door. That was actually one of the ones that I had in mind when I mentioned that I had seen Farcrafts, but none in the open in Lure. But yeah, that bolt is designed to kill people for sure. It's like, oh, what's in here? What's this corridor? And then you see the Farcraft, and the Farcraft murders you. Um, yeah, it's interesting how that bolt is assigned. Um, I guess it's kind of a bolt that would teach a new player not to mess around with that kind of stuff, unless they are especially overpowered, I guess, or like I guess more experienced to know how to deal with that kind of situation. Like for example, if I was doing that bolt without fire resistance or without well, depends. Later on, you can have like apocalypse scraps and stuff, but you can read a scroll of Fogu to create clouds of fog around you or clouds of smoke, and then the clouds from the far clouds or the clouds from the far craft and stuff won't be able to replace those. Um, so that just makes it much more well. That makes it more likely for you to survive. pretty good technique to use. Fog is so good. It's such a good consumable. You don't see me using it that much, but when I use it, it's to great effect. Like for example, in SOT I use it somewhat. Like if I have an ancient lich or something out way over there, and I am a melee character, I just read a scroll of fog, and I use those turns that the scroll of fog bought me to haste and might, and maybe ask for buffs from my god or something. Um, okay, I'm just gonna try to. Okay. Oh, I have Mystic Blast. I really should be using that. Um, there we go. That's looking pretty good. So now we're gonna be training a lot of dodging. We're gonna go all the way up to 12 dodging. Okay, I would say that was an okay use of immolation. Even though it was my final immolation scroll, it was like a Death Yak band and something else at the same time. It was not something that I could have done without immolation. I guess I could have done it without using the consumable, but I would have had to like guide things and start dance them and stuff, and that's boring. Mystic Blast is weird now. It's merged with Force Lance. Yeah, you don't target it. You don't target it. It just hits everything around you up to 2 tiles. So it doesn't have a lot of range, but it hits everything that surrounds you, and it also like pushes things away. Um, and if they hit a wall or if they hit other monsters, they take extra damage. It's a pretty good spell in my opinion. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I also never liked the original one. The original one wasn't like too special or something. It was just like Stone Arrow but bad. I think that's a good way to describe the old Mystic Blast. The current version of Mystic Blast is amazing. Um, yeah, in fact, it's so good that I've had like Jin characters that only have Mystic Blast as a reasonable spell to win the game with, and they have won the game with only Mystic Blast or with mainly Mystic Blast, I guess. I've used it in Sword against Orbs of Fire, and it has worked. So yeah, definitely a pretty powerful spell to have as part of your inventory of spells, um, or as part of your library, I guess. Um, so yeah, and there was a like this is not even the second iteration of Mystic Blast that I've known of. It's the third one. The first one was just like Badstone Arrow, and then it was Badstone Arrow that sometimes exploded. That who knows how you can make it explode, but sometimes it exploded. And then we have this, and this is a pretty good spell. Um, so I'm running very low on mana. I am frozen, so that means that I won't be able to outrun these things. It's not looking great. Let's try to use this. By the way, I should get invocations or evocations rather. Okay. Moderately wounded. Maybe we can kill that. I would like to kill it because if I can kill it, I can just run back to the stairs and regain all my mana to fight the Hydra. But yeah, I cannot really run away until I kill these Rhyme Drakes. Oh, I killed the one on the back. That's not what I wanted to see. And then we hit it and it's almost dead. That is gonna be annoying because now I have the Cane Toad and the five-headed Hydra within melee range. The Cane Toad will be getting some free attacks, and as I suspected, it does hit for 26. So yeah, they are kind of chunky. I think I can just bring it upstairs. I have reasonable enough defenses that it's not gonna explode me if it hits me once or twice. For some reason, it didn't come upstairs with me. I'm not gonna complain about that. You're playing a Null Delver at the moment. Discovered there's a spell called Starburst. I like Starburst a lot, actually. I don't really use it that much, but when I get it as a Jin, it's like a pretty good spell. Keep in mind that it hits like 20% of the screen. So it's pretty good. It hits many more tiles than the old bolt of fire, of course, and you cannot aim it, but you can maneuver monsters um, into being hit by it. You don't really need to lure them towards a corridor to hit them all. You can like kind of get in the middle of a troll band or something, like thinking about mid-game sets of enemies that you would encounter with Starburst, and just like press the Starburst button until they die. Um, I consider it to be similar to Irradiate because it hits like all of the tiles that are next to you, but it also hits like it hits all of these tiles that are like surrounding you. But it also hits like over there and over here and stuff like that, right? So it's not only good for when you're surrounded. You can also use it as a bolt spell. Yeah, I really like Starburst and Irradiate as well. Irradiate is amazing. You heard it got nerfed a bit. Yeah, it got nerfed a couple of versions ago. I don't remember exactly when it got nerfed, but it did get nerfed. It was turned into a spell that no, now it checks armor class. I don't think it was nerfed in regards to the damage that it deals, but it didn't use to check armor class, so it was like destroyer of orbs of fire, and now it does check armor class. It's still pretty good against orbs of fire, but it's not like crazy as it was before. Yeah, maybe it was nerfed in the damage department, but I don't know for sure. I don't remember that at least. What I can tell you for sure is that it used to not check armor class, and now it does. Which it does kind of turn into like a damage nerf at the end of the day because pretty much everything in this game has armor class. So anything with armor class would take slightly less damage from the spell. You're gonna use Sword of Songuldrok. I've never really used it. I feel like whenever I get it, I don't get it early enough to want to go Sword of Songuldrok. But theoretically, it is a pretty good spell, or a pretty good item to use, rather. Mystic Blast, and Mystic Blast again, and again. One more time. Wow, that guy got thrown all the way over there. Hmm. Okay, maybe I should quiver Mystic Blast instead of quivering Airstrike. Okay, yeah, it's dealing damage to these things. Unfortunately, there's like two Hydras over here. And I'm running relatively low on mana, so what I'm gonna be doing is like maneuver these guys around just a teeny tiny bit. Um, Maybe one more. Okay, that is perfect. I think I'm gonna bring these two Hydras upstairs. It's fine, I guess, because I have decent defenses. Fortunately, I'm not getting exploded by Hydras. Okay, now I only have one Hydra within melee range, so what we're gonna do is kite it around a bit until I have like 80 HP, and then we're gonna like multi-sap it 2 times, and it's gonna die. You have so many better choices for weapons. Like Demon Trident, halfway enchanted already. Oh, I would use that. Like that's kind of what happens to me whenever I find that I just already have something better. So I end up not using it. You're Che, so you barely melee. Yeah. Um. What character are you? Because it sounds like you might be a Jin if you got Starburst and Irradiate. Um, I played Jin of Che once and it was miserable. Oh, Null, of course. You mentioned that you were playing a Null. Yeah, as a Null, you can kind of do whatever you want, pretty much. Just use whatever you find. You're not constrained by the experience issue that plagues pretty much any other class. So reclassing or using whatever you find as a null is like not a big deal. In fact, it's something that you have to do in order to actually win the game. You really have to use whatever you find on the floor as a null. Mm, yeah, I just don't have the damage output to deal with all these death yaks. I think I should lightning bolt them, but the thing is that there's no good place for me to lightning bolt all of these guys. It's looking kind of okay for lightning bolt. Let's see what we can do. That was indeed quite a lot of damage. Let's try to do it one more time. Yep, that is what I wanted to see. It was only a single sap of lightning bolt against all of those guys, but we did get the kill. So yeah, definitely what I should do against monster bands is to use lightning bolt pretty much all of the time. Trying to kill them all one at a time with airstrike is not a good idea. So I would be worried of the wizard, but fortunately I happen to have 2 pips of willpower. Maybe it's even 3 now. Yeah, 3 pips of willpower. So I am not gonna get banished or paralyzed or anything for the rest of the game. I guess until I get rid of the mace. Level 7 spells are at 11% and you're just starting. That's, yeah. And you're wearing Steam scales. Have you thought about wearing something else? I don't like Steam scales because they don't really give you that much resistance or defenses, I guess. They're okay for early in the game, but later on, I don't like them. I like to use heavier armor. Like, for example, ice scales are something that I like a lot as a um, what's it called, as a gene, for example, because you start being weak to cold but fire resistant. 2 pips of fire resistance actually. So ice scales gives you 1 pip of fire, cold, and then you have immunity to poison by default. So it's kind of like your gold scales, but you can also cast the spells on them. Oh, you have the shield of resistance. That is pretty good. Gold scales being in a shop since D2. You could try to get those because Che, Null, you might be able to use them as long as you can still cast invisibility. Oh, invisibility might not be very good for you if you put on the gold scales because they are so heavy that they're probably gonna nuke your stealth. Something to keep in mind if you care about invisibility and stealth. I guess invisibility is pretty good even if you don't use it as a way to staff people. Mm, okay, these guys kinda hurt, but they don't. No, I think we should be okay. Oh, come on. 2 lightning bolts and it missed 3 times? That's questionable. Might as well go for the spell that doesn't miss. I was trying to get like clouds of fire against those ice devils, but it didn't quite work as how I wanted it to. Null training and chase strength plus dexterity means you will have decent stealth even in heavy armor. Not something that I have personally paid a lot of attention to because I don't really use stealth. But I'll take your word on it. And it does make sense because Che does give you a lot of stats. Well, Sun Demon could be dangerous except for the fact that I have Airstrike. Fortunately, Airstrike trivializes single monsters. Like if you're fighting many monsters at the same time, then Airstrike won't do you that good. But against any one monster, as long as you have enough room to properly spam Airstrike, you should be good to go. But yeah, now we have no mana and a Hellhound within melee range and an Orange Demon waiting to rough me up if I manage to get rid of the Hellhound. So this is not the best situation for me. I guess I could use like a Potion of Might or something and try to tab it down. Yeah, sure, I guess we're gonna do that. I have a decent amount of HP too. Okay, did you attack from afar? Or oh, Sting from a distance. Well, that is annoying. I'm gonna kite it around until I have 4 mana so I can cast Hair Strike. There we go, one more Hair Strike. That doesn't kill the orange demon. Okay, let's just punch it or poke it with my mace. You put some plate on to see, and you still have all 5 pips of stealth. That's nice. What are you resistant to? Negative energy and poison. Okay. So electricity works well against Hellwings. What do you have? A Demon Trident? No, regular Trident, unfortunately. Sometimes they have Demon Tridents. In fact, from this vault, that's probably like the greatest thing that you can find. A Demon Trident or a Red Devil with a Demon Trident. Didn't happen this time, but we did get some consumables and stuff. Yeah, let's see what we got. Some unidentified scrolls that were scrolls of fear. A scroll of identify, 100 gold. Condenser Bane is pretty good. And a stack of scrolls of teleport. That's also nice because I didn't have a lot of them. Fortunately, I haven't had the need to use them, but yeah, that's just kind of how it is with a strong character. Um, Zombie hands. Zombie hands would be nice if it was not a necromancy spell. I wish it was something else. Why even fight hell there? Why not? I got okay loot, I guess. Wasn't amazing, but it also wasn't awful. I got Condenser Bane. That's good enough. And yeah, as I mentioned before, sometimes you can get the Demon Trident of Red Devil, or good loot. The loot that generates in Hell can be shaky, but sometimes it can be pretty good. Like right now, I got my Condenser Bane off of that, and I think that's worth it. I like Demon Trident off of Donald. Yeah, you get unlucky with that, and he just mites and hastes and roughs you up. I've died to Donald before, very recently too. It's never a good experience to die to Donald. Feels bad. Feels bad, definitely. Especially when you run out of blinking and you die because of that. Mm, so yeah, I don't think I care about fighting that. Yeah, that's kind of dangerous. Yep, as you can see, a Zin worshipper. It kind of explains why this person died. I wonder if it's a real person because of the name Gurguzundir. Could be a randomly generated name for a randomly generated ghost. I think we can go back and deal with those skeletal warriors now. Yeah, now it's my time to deal with these guys. There we go, good stuff. Good lightning bolt. We can just airstrike Mortis. He should die very easily. Okay. hmm Yes, I was expecting Morris did die very easily. Unfortunately, now I'm out of mana, but I'm not out of Skeletal Warriors, so I'm gonna have to run away from this one. At least kite it around a bit until I have enough. I guess I can use Mystic Blast to make it be away from me for a while. And now I can just like kite it around and go downstairs again. I wonder if I have enough mana to kill it with Earth Strike. Well, the answer was no, but at least I left it harmed enough that melee attack did the trick, even if I don't have any training on that. Um, okay. Morris didn't have anything for me this time. Okay. I'm pretty sure that guy is not there anymore. Berserk Rage. There were a couple of things that I wanted to buy that I kind of forgot about. I can go buy that potion of resistance. I think that's probably not a bad idea. or these potions of resistance. I guess I can do orc as well. We can do orc, no big deal. The issue with orc is that I'm not gonna be able to use airstrike because orc is like the land of bans. I'm gonna fight many monsters in orc at the same time, so using airstrike for those would definitely not be a good idea. Probably better to use something that deals more or damage to multiple monsters at the same time, such as Mystic Blast. Okay, alrighty, get over here. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick to crawl tonight, but I have three or maybe even four different games planned for just in case Kroll didn't want to cooperate tonight. I don't feel strongly enough to keep playing if the game is giving me a hard time. But fortunately, it didn't happen. But yeah, I was planning on maybe playing Darkest Dungeon or One Step from Eden or um, Guilty Gear, of course, or Ninja Gaiden. Those were like the four options that I had. I've been playing Ninja Gaiden off stream. It's been fun as I remember it. But I can appreciate that it's like a bit dated on some aspects, but on some other aspects it has aged pretty well, including, believe it or not, the graphics. Like for a game that released in 2004, it looks so good. If someone came up to you and was like, "Oh yeah, this game released today," you would be like, "Oh yeah, I kind of believe that because it looks pretty good." So yeah, this is probably not a good idea. There's too many priests. Fortunately, I one-shot the regular priests with Mystic Blast. You had Jaras when you fought Donald. That's pretty nice. Oh, ran out of mana. Okay. Yeah, that's not looking very good. I would like to run away. Okay, fortunately for me, only the High Priest went upstairs. That's nice. Um, it's moderately wounded, so I won't be able to kill it with one static discharge, and I can also not push it away. Or maybe I can, like I can just like run towards the stairs and okay. Yeah, we can just sit here, rest to full HP, and then um, airstrike this priest. All right, I feel like that went well because I killed a lot of lesser priests, but the high priest or the high priests and the sorcerers were like a whole nother deal. And I think the second part of that vault doesn't have priests. I think it has warriors and knights. I don't think it has a warlord, but it might have a warlord. If that is the case, I think I could deal with it. That guy got knocked um, way back. I was not expecting that to happen. All right, rest of the mana, rinse and repeat. And so far, the game has been okay. Leaving aside the early situation with the Hornet zombie on D4, I think we have been doing quite well. I haven't been in any situation where I'm like, oh, I might die here, or I might have to use a scroll blinking here. No, and I would say that is pretty nice indeed. Thinking about getting Fireball, to be completely honest. I think Fireball would be a very nice spell to have because it hits in an area instead of hitting in a queue like a lightning bolt does. Both of them make around the same amount of noise, so yeah, certainly it doesn't help me in that regard. Hits and misses. Unfortunately, the miss made me have to do it again. And we are obviously gonna pull like most of work too because that makes a lot of noise. Fortunately, I have enough mana to deal with all of these guys, and they die very quickly to Mystic Blast. All right, good stuff, good stuff. I wonder if I should train other things, or if I should turn off evasion and overcharge once. Well, that is cute. I might buy these if I have excess money. Um, I guess same goes for these and this one. I'm not gonna. Oh, I might buy the wand of acid. Hmm. I don't have a wand of acid, so I could use one of those. And yeah, looking at my inventory, I definitely should train evocations because I got Condenser Bane, I got Chimera Box, I got a couple of good ones. I really should go for evocations right about now. You just found a Balrog carrying a wand of flame. That's very thematic. It's kind of like a trinket for a Balrog. But it would be funny if the Balrog took a turn to shoot the wand of flame at you instead of actually throwing a fireball. I don't like this ending of Orc because of all the priests that you find in the first phase. Fortunately, I had Mystic Blast and we kind of got rid of the priests very easily. But the second time, or the second part of the vault, we'll have a lot of knights and stuff, and that is not pleasant. I want to fight them like 1 versus 1, but let's see if I can reveal at least one of them and like pull it towards me. Okay, there we go, or strike. We're gonna have to like be very slow here because you can very easily get overwhelmed in this particular bolt since it has so many enemies. Yeah, I already ran out of mana. A Reaper with a Wand of Flame. Sounds like you could be in a thematic bolt. Oh, ouch, I got hit for 29. Let's push that guy away. Okay, that went well. Let's continue. Okay, her strike the High Priest. Gonna lightning bolt here. It's gonna wake everything up, but after I do that, I'm just gonna go upstairs because I don't have any mana anyway, so I cannot continue fighting. Was a hell entrance? Makes sense now. Yeah, definitely a thematic bolt. Okay. You know, something that I would like to have with this character is like Sticky Flame. Do I have access to that? I do. Okay, I'm gonna learn that. Sticky Flame is probably my favorite spell from the Fire Elementalist book. You cast it on a monster within melee range and it just deals so much damage. Over time, of course, but it deals a lot of damage and it doesn't miss. Um, Definitely one of my favorites. Did I kill the Nekosek? Funny thing. I was thinking that Nekosek might malmutate me, but fortunately it didn't happen. Okay, there we go. High Priest dead. By the way, I should get some fire magic if I'm gonna be using Sticky Flame for more spell power. Cast and Kite and you can take down Death Yaks on a garbage character. Yeah, and because of the cast and kite approach that you have to take with Sticky Flame, it's also very synergistic with poison. So if you like poison and fire synergize pretty well in that regard, and there's also like ignite poison, which is poison fire. So so yeah, there is a lot of overlap between poison and fire, and a lot of compensating for each other's weaknesses. Like for example, fire doesn't really have a level 4 spell that hits the entirety of the screen. and poison does have that in the form of toxic radiance. So yeah, ooh, Randart Broad Axe. I might, no, not that. I don't care about that. I want the Randart Broad Axe. I might buy it, depending on what we have here. Do I need more identifying? Definitely not. A Runed Helmet. I think I might buy that, but it all depends. Scroll Blinking. Grossly overpriced scroll blinking. I might come back for it if I eventually make a lot of money. I'm gonna buy the unidentified scroll. It could be acquirement. It is enchant armor, at least. It's a good scroll. Um, no boots. Any boots in these shops? I could use some boots. Oh, helmet of intelligence. I'm gonna take the one armor class loss for the helmet. And I might even enchant that because it's pretty good thing that I'm unlikely to upgrade. I guess I'm also gonna buy the Broad Axe. It is a pretty good Broad Axe, but I'm probably not gonna use it now that I think about it because the point of this character is getting storm form, which I haven't found yet. Fortunately, or hopefully, I won't be needing to buy this very expensive book to find storm form. I don't really care about it this early because it's level 7, it's dual school and it's transmutations, and I haven't gotten any transmutations at all. Um, but yeah, I haven't played Crawl in a while. I haven't like I only play Crawl on stream, so if you have not seen me play Crawl on stream, I definitely haven't played it. In fact, it's likely that I wouldn't be streaming if I don't feel like playing Crawl because I've already tried streaming other things and I just don't get any viewers, so there's no point. You play like one run a week. Yeah, that's probably gonna be my experience. I think I wanna stream crawl twice a week, maybe one whole character per week, or maybe like two fast characters, or a character that just goes for extended, or but who knows? I would like to add a sprinkle of variety to the stream, but I also don't want to have zero viewers. But I understand if you don't want to watch that because I know that I provide a very specific kind of content for Crawl. Like I can play it in at a very high level and I can play Crawl very well, and I just cannot do that or cannot offer that for other games. And in addition to that, even if I could, I don't think it's content that matters that much for other games because they are not as difficult as Scroll is. You would watch other roguelikes. Yeah, the thing is that I haven't really been feeling like playing other roguelikes, and if I try to play, I don't know, for example, Cerberus has been something that I've been mildly interested in. I downloaded it when it released. Um, as long as it's not NetHack or Angband or roguelites or deck builders, yeah, most likely it's gonna be roguelites because like One Step from Eden and Darkest Dungeon are kinda roguelite-ish. I guess One Step from Eden is much more roguelite-ish than Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon is more like XCOM. If you have seen XCOM, Darkest Dungeon is kinda like that, but it's different. It's like a mixture of that and Pokemon. It's weird to describe. If you have never seen Darkest Dungeon, you should take a look at it to properly experience it because it's very hard to describe. You want to get One Step from Eden. I was very excited for that game. I wasn't able to get it on release, but I eventually got it and I've been having fun with it. I haven't played it in a while, but definitely a good game. I already got my first win in that game. It was not easy, but I got my first win by beating one of the final bosses. There's many final bosses that you can get depending on what you do in your run. It's a interesting game. Um, But yeah, that's Zork. Did I do the entirety of Orc? Yeah, I did do the entirety of Orc. Let's go do D15. Oh, Ice Cave. And I don't have cold resistance. This is gonna be fun. I got marked as well. Okay. Mystic Blast doing mystical blasty things. Very good. Very good indeed. Okay, you know what? I should probably just go upstairs to rest off the mark before before continuing. Or yeah, I think it's definitely the correct thing to do. Just wait out the mark because now I'm gonna have to go down and deal with these guys. But I think I'm gonna have enough time to go into the thing. Oh, that center warrior was starting to make me worried. It tanked one too many Mystic Blasts. Okay, steady crackling. So I still have a bit of time left. Decided to go for Earthstrike, um, just to not make a lot of noise. Ooh, oh, that's actually exactly what I wanted to see. A buckler of cold resistance means that now we have cold resistance. So get over here, Mr. Tango Warrior. I need that buckler. Very convenient thing to find. Just as I was about to go into the ice cave, that hurts my spells just a teeny tiny bit. It's mostly negligible. Um, Fortunately, getting 4 shields is very quick and easy. So, oh, it's this one. Okay, this one is interesting. Um, I think it has, well, pretty much every ice cave has ice statues, but I think this one has like these ice beasts, and you get rid of them, and then you enter a transporter, and there's an ice statue within line of sight. That can be bad. I'm not gonna use that. I wanted to wield it for the cold resistance, so I could have 2 pips, but I would destroy my weapon if I unwielded it, and I don't want to destroy it just yet. But yeah, there's the ice statues. Um, I guess the correct thing to do is to lure the ugly thing over here, or try to kill it before fighting the ice statues. Yeah, are they resistant to electricity? They are. Oh, they're weak to fire. So I could theoretically run towards them and sticky flame them, but I might not be able to do that with these defenses and resistances. Oh, there's 3. Okay. Ooh, that is gonna be an experience. Yeah. Maybe it's time to get Fireball. Well, I would like to do that, but I don't have the spell slots. I also am not carrying Amnesia, so I cannot get rid of any spells. I could get Foxfire and just try to spam Foxfire. Thinking about that, maybe it's the correct thing to do. Are they immune to magic? Yeah, they are. Willpower infinite, so that means that I won't be able to, I don't know, immolate an Earthstrike. That could have been a play. Um, but I guess we can just regular Earthstrike until this happens. Um, I I am very healthy, so I think I can tank the damage for a couple of turns. Gonna try to get rid of one of them, and then we can get over here, like kill these guys, no big deal. Um, Rest of the mana, rinse and repeat. And now with only one of them, it should be much easier and faster, um, and much less damaging too. There we go. And so now I'm just gonna rest my mana one more time, and we are gonna sticky flame that one, because it's gonna be faster. Okay, I don't want to do that. I want to do airstrike. Okay, we got rid of that. Now we have a white ugly thing coming for us. I'm just gonna wait for it to reach me instead of running towards it because that gives me a bit more mana. We go for Sticky Flame and a bit of Static Discharge, and that gets me the kill. We didn't take a lot of damage from that white ugly thing. That is pretty nice because they can be very nasty enemies. Um, a Manual of Ice Magic, well, that is very nice. Ooh, Scarf of Resistance and Leech. Okay, both of those things are like awesome. In fact, this was obviously worth it, right? We got a top tier single handed weapon. So, Leech heals you every attack that you do with Leech heals you. It might not heal you for the full amount, but it is like really powerful. Um, it does make you rage, which is not the best thing, but it is a pretty good weapon. Is that a new sprite? I have no idea actually. It might be. I personally play console, so I don't really see sprites. I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference, but I guess someone else in the chat might know. Um, but yeah, I might not use Leech at all, considering how my plan is getting Stormform, or my hopes are getting Stormform. Um, but if I cannot get Stormform for some reason, Leech is a perfectly decent plan B for sure. Yeah, I can even use it as a side weapon, and just switch to it if I need the HP or if I need to Berserk, I guess. Um, the Scarf of Resistance is gonna be excellent. I'm probably going to be using that at some point later in the game. And that also opens up my options for body armor. Now I don't have to go for something that gives me resistances because the Scarf of Resistance will give me those resistances. And I can go for something that just gives me straight up armor class like regular plate, for example, or maybe storm scales. In fact, storm scales are very likely if I yet again end up not getting storm form. So yeah, good stuff indeed. Let me drop a couple of these things that I'm not gonna be using, like this and this and this and I guess I can drop the Ring of Fire, to be completely honest. I don't really see myself using that. I'm gonna drop Attraction for sure. And maybe Berserk Rage as well. Okay, do I have any ice spells? I have one, and that is Simulacrum. I'm not gonna use Simulacrum. Oh, I got a Young Poisoner's Handbook at some point. I am going to use that for sure because I got Spider. Um, so yeah, I am going to be finishing my training of shields, and then we're gonna train some poison fire transmutations. Um, so I can get ignite poison and toxic radiance and all that stuff. So we can have an easy time in Spider. The game provided it, so I should take advantage of it. That's a pretty good thing. I don't think I can use it. I have very little strength, but it's a pretty good plate if you can put it on. I guess I could level up some strength to be able to use that plate, but then the plan kinda falls apart, and I really want to try Stormform. Ooh, a glowing quick plate. Mm, I don't think I care about it. Okay, this is the entrance to bolts. I can tell by the layout. I've seen this layout many times before, so yeah. And of course, these Yoctors are slapping me across the face with bolts from afar. Very unpleasant indeed. Yeah, and the worst part about them is that they actually like deal pretty good damage. And since they are ranged, you cannot really run away from them. I'm gonna have to use fear here. I think I'm early enough to be able to use fear. The Yoctor resists with some effort. So one of these Yoctors resisted, and the 650 obviously resisted. It's a 650. It's a demon. Demons don't get feared by fear. Um, so considering how I have 50 HP and I'm very likely to be bursted down, I think it might not be a bad idea to just blink away. I only have one. But yeah, I think it's the safest thing to do. And just get away from there before bad things happen to me. Mm, so yeah, the way to take that fight is to not fight all of those things at the same time, pretty much. I guess I could deal with the Yoctors if they were in a queue, so that way they wouldn't all be hitting me at the same time, which was what was happening before. Um, okay, I need them to be over here. If I can bring them to this part of the level, I can just hit like four of them at the same time with lightning bolt, which will make for a much more manageable fight. So they're shouting back, but they're just not coming my way. Okay, only one. I guess I can't complain. It's better than fighting multiples at the same time, I guess. I could also switch to the Scarf of Repulsion to deal with these Yoctars, but it's okay. I don't think I need to. Ideally, I won't be getting hit by many bolts, or I won't be getting attacked by many Yoctars at the same time. Let's just lure these guys around the corner, maybe. Or strike the summoner. Where's the Zephyrmancer? These guys, Zephyrmancers, make it very hard to do Elf in 0.27 if you don't have resistance to electricity. Since they only have one spell, well, they have two spells. They have Lightning Bolt and they have Blink. So they're either gonna bolt you or they're gonna blink around, so you have a hard time reaching them. Very aggravating indeed. Mm. Okay, I need these three skills. Um, let's see. I'm gonna need like 8 poison magic um, for toxic radiance, and then I'm gonna need 6 transmutations and 8 fire magic for sticky flame as well. Um, even more Yoctors. I thought that I had already killed a fair amount of them. Fortunately, this time they are within melee range, so they are much more manageable. Those skill levels double the spell level. Not necessarily. Yeah, not necessarily. I just get them based on what I have noticed works for me in the past. It's not a specific formula that I have. Like I know that for a level 4 spell, for example, I usually need around 8 of the spell school to be able to cast it kind of properly. And same goes for um, for ignite poison and 6 fire, and I guess 6 transmutations as well. But even if it could be considered a bit of a rule, it kind of starts to bend the higher the level of the spell is. Like for example, for a level 8 spell, you're gonna need like 18 or 19 instead of 16 skill to be able to cast it. 16 skill is more for a level 7 spell, and then for a level 9, you're probably gonna need around 23 skill to be able to cast it properly. Maybe even more than that, depending on your intelligence. Um, so yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. Book of Death. I don't care. Unfortunately, they're all necromancy spells, and I'm not too much of a fan of them. This game, we've been finding like overly enchanted randards. We found this mace. We found a +9 mace. We found the plate that I'm unfortunately unable to use, and we have also found this war axe. And I think there was another thing that we found that is not Leech, of course, because Leech is a non-Randart. Okay, you know what? This is probably not a fight that I should be taking. Yeah, one at a time is much more manageable. Something that I'm going to need to do is get some amnesia. I have one, only one. Gonna need to amnesia something. Yeah, because I am going to need a lot of spell levels. I might forget about Sticky Flame, or I might get more spell casting, but it's a lot of experience that I'm gonna have to spend for the Toxic Radiance plan. But the Toxic Radiance plan is MVP for Spider. Like if you have it available, you should do it every time. Um, that's how good it is. No, I wanna fire one of my cure darts at the Manticore, and again because I have a fair amount of them, and I don't have a fair amount of mana. Okay, we got rid of the Manticore. Now let's go upstairs, rest the mana, go downstairs, rinse and repeat. Oh, Irradiate! Oh, let's go! I got all that I wanted. I got Irradiate, I got Statue Form, I got Storm Form, and I got Dragon Form. So yeah, I think after we are done with my training of poison magic and that stuff, I'm just gonna focus on Storm Form so I can give it a try. And yeah, lets the caster walk through the air as a raging lightning-filled tempest. The caster's melee attacks are also strengthened, electrified, and strike all adjacent foes. I wonder how that works. Does it meld? Oh, any equipped weapons and armor are melded. Okay, so it's probably unarmed combat. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's the replacement for Hydra form. So I am definitely excited to use it. Obviously, it's gonna take me a while. We're not particularly close to being able to cast it, and even if I could cast it, it's not gonna be doing a lot of damage. But I wanted to use it because it's heavily dependent on spell power, and demigods can get a lot of intelligence, which helps with that. So I kind of that's why I started the demigod. I mentioned that at the very start of the stream. Hurt is not too good until around 50%. Fortunately, in order to get it castable, you kind of need to have that much spell power, or when you have it castable, you will have around that spell power. That's kind of the reasoning that I heard from the developers when it was implemented. The damage and evasion granted by Stormform are highly dependent on the power which it was cast. So yeah, it would be nice if I could get 100% power Stormform. But yeah, that's all that I really wanted to see um, on this character. I really wanted to see Stormform and we got it. So now all that's left to do is to survive until the point where I can actually cast it and have a good time with it. Ooh, consumables. Okay, let's get out of here because that made a lot of noise. By the way, I don't like that ending. I feel like I get that ending very frequently, the one with the vampire mage and a bunch of undeads. Maybe I don't like it because I like to use poison, and that ending is very hard to do if you're using poison, and pretty much only poison. Okay, we are gonna use lightning bolt, and again, and I'm kind of running low on mana, so I'm just gonna wait here for. Mm, okay, I have enough mana to kill that one. Now I have 0 mana, and I should probably leave. And we're kind of in a bit of a pickle against this brown ugly thing because it's faster than me, so it's gonna get free attacks. I guess we are okay. We're kind of dodgy, so we have a decent chance for it to miss. Around 39% chance to hit me. That's nice. Oh, I miscast lightning bolt. Well, I guess it turned into a purple one. For some reason, the purple ones are so weak. They used to cause sickness, and the very ugly ones used to cause rotting. That was removed a while ago, but I don't think they ever got buffed to compensate for that. They are kind of the weakest ugly things. They don't have resistances, they don't hit particularly hard, they don't have elemental damage. They're kind of lame. Oh, they used to cause sickness. I think they used to cause draining or something. Yeah, the purple ones are weird. Yeah, high level skeletons, kind of annoying. I've even found golden dragon skeletons here. Definitely not my favorite bolt because of that. Do I get more intelligence or do I start stacking on the dexterity? I'm gonna get more intelligence. We're gonna commit to the storm form high spell power plan. So intelligence it is. It also happens to be good in general to have intelligence, I guess, because I'm casting spells, and more intelligence means more spell power, means more damage, and easier casting of my spells. Not that it particularly matters for the ones that I have. Um, oh, I feel like these are leveling up so slowly. And the worst part about that is that I cannot even learn the spells that I'm gonna be using, which are Ignite, Poison, and Toxic Radiance. That's the bare minimum, and I need 7 spell levels for those. I only have 3. 3%. Yeah, 3% Toxic Radiance. You know what? I think instead of training these right away, I should level up spellcasting to like 10 at the very least, so I can learn all the spells that I'm gonna be using for Spider. Hmm. Did that deal a lot of damage as I was going downstairs? It seems so. Okay. Apparently no golden dragon zombie this time. That's nice. I like how the Hydra fails to find a way to reach me and just like moves away from the line of sight. We have found the amulet of mana regen, so I think it might not be a terrible idea to take off the macabre finger necklace to replace it with my amulet of mana regen. And eventually, if I find a really good ring, I'm gonna go back to macabre finger. But for now, mana regen has to be better. Considering how I'm mainly killing things using mana, mana regen is very important. Yeah, that's 1 mana every 2 turns, pretty much. 1 mana every 2 turns, pretty good indeed. Oh, we found Damnation and a Hellion on D15. I am going to pass on Damnation. I've had a fair amount of Damnation runs already, and this is not aiming to be optimal. If it was aiming to be optimal, I would definitely 100% use Damnation. but I just want to try Stormform, and Damnation kinda goes against that plan, being a kind of expensive weapon, a two-handed weapon too, so I cannot use a shield. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave it alone. But if you find this bolt, and if you find Damnation in general, you should use it every time because it's that powerful. Um, it really is the best weapon in the game. It doesn't miss, and it cannot be resisted by anything. It cannot even be blocked, and it's pretty much infinite. You don't run out of. Well, you can run out of bolts, but it's a very weird case when you do run out of bolts. Um, so I can do shoals, or I can do spider. I wish I could do bolts one instead of doing either of those two things, to be completely honest. I guess I can do shoals one or two for experience, so I can learn my Toxic Radiance and my Ignite Poison. Both of those are extremely important for me to have before even wanting to go into Spider, especially considering how usually the entrance to Spider is like just you surrounded by a million spiders. So that kind of situation is annoying if you don't have Toxic Radiance and Ignite Poison. And I kind of almost have them, so I'm just gonna postpone that for a bit. Let's go to Shoals 1. Okay. That is kind of worrisome. And these clouds of steam are not gonna break line of sight. Yep, it's not looking very good. Mm, hmm. Bane? Let's give that a try. We got poison. Okay, ignite poison would be really good right about now. Well, I guess in 2 turns from now it would be really good. Okay, sea snake dies. Funny thing, sea snakes are not poison resistant. You would expect them to be, um, but they are not. Okay, that is not good. For some reason, I still. Oh, never mind. It was just a graphical glitch. It appeared as though I had all the evasion, but no, I only had 11 evasion. I guess I can just sit here and spam Mystic Blast, push things into the clouds of poison, wait for them to die from the poison without having to necessarily move away. But I guess I can try to get rid of the net because that does give me better defenses. I was wondering if the Merfolk Avatar pulling me was gonna deal damage, but I guess it didn't deal any damage. I was wondering because I'm barfed, so maybe it deals damage because it's forcing me to move. Fortunately, it didn't happen. All right, we got rid of that guy. I am a bit surprised that it managed to mesmerize me. Now that I think about it, like I have 3 pips of willpower. How did that happen? Flame. There we go. That's pretty good. All right. That was an interesting entrance party to Shoals. I guess it was just like random monster generation that placed a bunch of those guys over there. Ha! This Amulet of Mana region has mana -9. Interesting. But leaving aside the mana -9, it's an amazing amulet. Resistance to electricity and 9 strength. 9 strength is huge. It's like a lot of strength. Um, I don't think I can use it though, because as much as I would like to use it, the -9 mana is very impactful when I only have 30 mana. Um, so yeah, we shall leave it in the shop, unfortunately. Enchant weapon, I don't care. Mm, lightning bolt doesn't make that much. Well, I guess it did make a lot of noise, but it didn't attract as many monsters as I was expecting. Alrighty. I should disable the pickup of boomerangs. I added a note to my RC file picking up boomerang or to pick up boomerangs, because more often than not, picking up boomerangs in general is just like a good thing that you should do. But I haven't been using them a lot with this character, obviously, because I have better things that I can do, like cast spells. Um, like ranged combat and spells are kind of like a number, because you would theoretically want to use ranged combat when you don't have mana, but you have mana, or but you if you don't have mana, you probably have monsters within melee range or very close to you, so ranged combat is not that effective then. Um, okay, that guy didn't die from that. Mm, maybe Curer. Yeah, Curer did the trick. Okay, so far so good. I like what we have going on right now. Yeah, surprisingly enough, this has been going oddly well. It will be even better once I have the ability to cast Toxic Radiance and Ignite Poison on these guys. Okay, Toxic Radiance, Ignite Poison. I'm gonna clear the first level, just to keep checking out the shops. We got a more highly enchanted Helmet of Intelligence that I could buy to replace the one that I currently have. It's like buying 1 point of armor class for like 200 gold. I have 1500 gold and not a lot of things that I care about buying, so yeah, it doesn't sound terrible. Let's just make that slight investment right away. I hope that I don't find something immediately after doing that I want to buy that costs a lot of money. That would be kind of lame. Yeah, I want to get rid of those, and we are going to be enchanting the helmet. Now I have 17 armor class. Not bad. Not bad at all. Blinking for 90 gold. Well, that's a steal. I'm gonna buy that immediately. Also enchant armor. You can never have enough of those. Well, I guess you can have enough of those, but it's just something that hasn't happened to me in a while, now that I think about it. Well, that's Shoals 1. I think now I can go do Spider 1. Mm, I don't have any more. Well, I guess I bought one just now, but I should go back and buy that Scroll of Blinking. Yeah. I also want boots. I haven't found boots yet. No boots. No boots. Oh, believe it or not, I think I have a barding. Yeah, we have a barding, but we don't have boots. That's unreal. That's not something that happens, like at all. 52% power on Toxic Radiance. Same goes for Ignite Poison. Looking good. Looking good indeed. Um, well, let's give that a try. Let's go to Spider. Let's get surrounded by spiders. Oh, surprisingly, I didn't get surrounded by spiders. Not gonna complain about that, because that's usually what happens. So I'm just gonna take advantage of the fact that I wasn't surrounded by spiders this one time, and just gonna Roll around and cast Toxic Radiance and Ignite Poison. Yeah, we're even gonna quiver Toxic Radiance because it's all that I'm gonna be using for these spiders. They're all weak to poison, so they take extra damage from poison. I'm pretty sure, and they also get poison faster. Um, so yeah, whenever they get poisoned, you can just press the ignite poison button and everything dies. It's so powerful for spider, which is very nice because a spider is a very awful place otherwise. Alrighty, so far so good. We got a phantom mirror on the floor. Do I already have one of those? Probably not. Yeah, that's the first one that I found. A Fustiva Luz. Pretty good, but if I'm not using Damnation, I'm definitely not using a Fustiva Luz. Mm, yeah. I think I'm just gonna stick with this maze for the rest of the game. I wonder how Storm Form will be. Yeah, I have a character going right now, and I'm not sure how it's so powerful. You guess polearms are really good. Yeah, polearms are amazing. I really enjoy using polearms. In fact, I would say that probably a demon trident is my favorite one-handed weapon. Um, Getting that extra attack on a monster and like having the ability to fight in a corridor without throwing away a lot of damage is two things that I really like from polearms. Um, Theoretically, axes are better because they can hit everything that surrounds you, but then you have to fight in the open if you don't want to throw away a bunch of damage from the axe. Um, Demonic crawlers are annoying because they are immune to negative energy and resistant to pretty much everything. Fortunately, they are not resistant to Mystic Blast, which we do have, so we can just use a bit of that or a bit of Airstrike if it's far away. You know, um, I've been very excited for Guilty Gear, not only for the game itself, but also for the soundtrack. Believe it or not, I cannot play it on stream because it would overlap with my voice a bit too much. All of the songs have vocals, which is something that's kind of interesting for a fighting game. Usually, fighting game music or game music in general doesn't have vocals, but all the songs in Guilty Gear have vocals. Um, and I've been enjoying them quite a bit. Yeah, I have like a 1 hour video on YouTube of a song that I particularly enjoy from that game, and I've listened to it like 3 or 4 times already. It's just too good. This Emperor Scorpion is kind of being threatening. Um, yeah, it's not getting pushed away. It's not dying. Also, I don't have poison resistance, so whenever I do get hit by poison attacks, it really hurts. Um, as you could see by that Emperor Scorpion. Um, the changes to poison in this version are real. Yeah, they are very serious. Um, oh no, there's a web. Oh, you pick your way through the web. Let's go. I hope that no, the Emperor Scorpion didn't get trapped, but I might be able to. No, I messed up. Oh no. Well, I might be able to push it away. Yeah, now I can go upstairs. Or I can get greedy and try to kill it now that I'm on the stairs. Yeah, it's not gonna do it. I should go do um, a different set of stairs. Well, now we know that we have a hard time with Emperor Scorpions. That's a kind of like a good thing to know. Um, or it's more like the approach that I was taking against that Emperor Scorpion was not the correct one. The correct thing to do is probably to use Lightning Bolt against it because it has decent evasion, but it doesn't have resistance to electricity. Um, and it does have good armor class, so it's probably gonna deal much more damage than Mystic Blast or Strike whatever other thing that I could try to do. Okay, I'm gonna do that the next time I see the Emperor Scorpion. Um, if I see the Emperor Scorpion, that is. So let's go ahead and turn on Poison, Fire, and Transmutations yet again. We're gonna train the three of them. Something that I don't normally do. This time we are training all of that at the same time because I need all of that to be at around the same level to have more spell power on the spells that I want. Which, well, I've already discussed them, but once again, they are Toxic Radiance, Ignite Poison, and what else did I want? Oh, Sticky Flame as well, but Sticky Flame is not that important anymore. Now that I have Toxic Radiance and Ignite Poison, and yeah, I guess it's fine. It's gonna be good for ghost mods for sure. If I have enough mana to use it against a ghost mod, it's gonna reveal it, so I'm gonna be able to see it, and I will know where to run away without having to put on Ring of Sea Invisible, for example. What are you? An Elementalist with good HP and good defenses and good willpower and good resistances. Seems like a lucky character. Slightly better than what I have right now. I'm just gonna leave it alone. There's no need to mess with that ghost. There's nothing in the vault that um, tempts me to open it. Alrighty, I'm just gonna sit here, poison these guys. By the way, the more skill I have in poison specifically, the more my toxic radiance is gonna last. Up until the point where it lasts like 3 or 4 turns, and that is pretty amazing because a single cast of toxic radiance at that point will kill pretty much every spider that I see here. The hornet is sucked into a shaft. Interesting. Hmm. Alrighty. Yeah, not much to say here. Going for Toxic Radiance if you get Spider or Shoals, or the two of them, is pretty good. And you should probably do it every time if you are casting spells. If you're a melee character, you probably shouldn't go out of your way unless you have, unless you're playing or planning to get spells. But yeah, it's very easy for my character to just do that since I was already casting a lot of spells. Therefore, like 49 intelligence, right? Funny thing, I have enough intelligence that with 2 spell enhancers and 27 in the relevant skills, I could have 100% spell power on level 9 spells and stuff. Um, just because I have so much intelligence. I wonder how much intelligence do you need to have 100% spell power on a level 9 without any enhancers at all. Okay, I'm just gonna wait here for a couple of turns um, for my toxic radiance to wear off. Okay, we got rid of most of those things, but unfortunately it wasn't everything, and I did run out of mana, so time to go rest it off and come back again. Hmm. I just noticed that this is a spider 4. I wonder if this entrance party and the fact that all 3 stairs were in the same place are kind of an indicator of a new nasty vault that I have not seen before. Who knows? Maybe it is the case. The spell power on toxic readings is going up way too fast. Now it's at 66%. I like that quite a bit. Definitely a very good thing. Okay. Mana regen has been awesome, by the way. Very good and very useful for sure. Okay. We dodge the Orb of Destruction. We find my first Ring of Protection from Fire, which which is pretty nice. I was going to drop the Ring of Fire that I was carrying around, but I guess I did that before. I think I did that when I found the Scarf of Resistance, because if I need fire resistance, I can just wear the scarf. Not something that you can do mid-combat, since it takes quite a while to do. But if you see a fire monster, you can retreat to the previous level and just put it on and then kill the fire monster and come back. Or kill the farm monster and go back to what you were wearing before. That's kind of what I'm gonna be doing. Alrighty. So far so good, let me tell you. But such is the experience of doing Spider with Toxic Radiance. Apart from Emperor Scorpions and Demonic Crawlers and Ghost Mods, those are the three things that I am actually like worried about. The rest of the things just die to like 3 turns of Toxic Radiance. Sometimes even without having to use Ignite Poison, as you can see there. Okay. By the way, if you're curious about the Guilty Gear Strive soundtrack for some reason, I put a link on my Discord in the channel for YouTube videos. Um, yeah, believe it or not, I have a channel for YouTube videos. I more often than not post things that I make myself and that are rarely related to Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Sometimes I post crawl videos, but not very often, since I haven't been making a lot of crawl videos. But there is a couple of crawl videos, and I also post videos that I like and that I would like to share with others. Um, and I guess I also post fighting game videos. Yeah, in fact, I think the title of the channel says something about uh, how I post my bad fighting game videos. Oh, that is not good. Yeah. Yeah, that is not good. We have a Ghost Moth, and I don't have any mana, and I also don't have any melee skills. I guess I have 10 of Tremor Stones, but it's not gonna do the trick with only 5.6 evocations. So probably the correct thing to do is to teleport here. So I'm gonna do that. Yep, Ghost Moth doing Ghost Moth things. Probably shouldn't have done that. Hmm. I have 2 potions of mana. I could use one right now to get back all my mana, or most of it. It's probably gonna be all of it because potions of mana are very good at regenerating your mana. Oh, that was my bad. Didn't want to do that. Um, let's see. Let's see if it tells you something about the amount of mana that you could get back from drinking it. An infusion of magical energy. I would appreciate it if it told you around 70% of your maximum mana or something along those lines. I don't think it does that. I think it does like between 20 or 30 something mana. Um, hmm, I could do that. I could also use Condenser Bane or Box of Beasts. I'm probably gonna use Box of Beasts actually. Oh, that is very underwhelming. Not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see um, a better Chimera instead of a larval one. Yeah, this one is gonna get destroyed very quickly. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Meth. That is okay, actually. Now that I think about it, I can just use Ignite Poison to turn this meth into fire. And that is gonna get rid of everything except for the demonic crawler. Oh, there's another ghost moth here. Well, it's time for me to teleport yet again. Waiting for my teleport to trigger. There we go. I should get out of here. Ghost mods are a bit above my pay grade. Yeah, because I cannot kill them with toxic radiance. It makes them very annoying to deal with, especially since they are invisible, so I cannot really hurt them. I guess I can go invisible myself. They do not themselves see invisible, so if I drink invisibility, I could use my mana against those ghost mods. Um, I can also put on a Ring of Sea Invisible that I'm carrying around. We can lose protection. I guess that is okay. I'd rather lose protection than lose 6 intelligence and therefore a non-zero amount of spell power. Mm. No, actually, protection is probably better than 6 intelligence. Yeah, it's not even that much spell power. Mm, okay. So now I will be able to see the ghost mods, which will make them much more manageable. I really should have done that before. Okay, there's a ghost moth over there. I could close the gate. Okay, we are going to use invisibility. Gonna use a sticky flame. And did I not drink the potion of protection? I drank resistance. Why did I do that? What's protection? Or what's invisibility rather? And I pressed H, I see. H was resistance. Well, now I don't have potions of resistance. Well, that's bad because I could use some of those for sure. Okay, you are resistant to poison and cold, and that's it. And you also have a fair amount of willpower, so we are not gonna be able to charm you or paralyze you. Flame deals very minimal damage, so it's definitely not gonna do the trick against this ghost moth. If I had acid, this would be a good time to use acid, but unfortunately, I do not currently have acid. Hmm. Thinking about drinking lignification, it's gonna nuke my evasion, but it's also gonna give me a fair amount of armor class. It's gonna give me like 30 something because I have the ring of protection. So the ghost mod will probably not hurt me that badly. Hmm. But on the other hand, it has 43% chance to hit me with my 20 evasion, which will turn to close to 100% if I drink the potion of 3, so it's probably not the correct choice. Ice Blast, I think. Like, I'm out of mana, there's not much that I can really do. Yeah, fortunately, it only partially checks cold resistance, so it's manageable for sure. You can certainly use Ice Blast to kill a Ghost Moth, and it definitely does help quite a bit if you have Sticky Flame on the Ghost Moth. Okie dokie, looking pretty good. Apart from that Ghost Moth, we can deal with everything else. Oh, it's this bolt. Well, I could have used those potions that I wasted. Yeah, there's no other way to put it. I wasted them by accident twice in a row too. I should really add don't drink to those potions of resistance. Um, well, I guess I'm gonna have to deal with these spark wasps without having the ability to get resistance to electricity. Hmm. Yeah, I could also go back and wear the Amulet of Mana regen with -9 mana, which I think is pretty bad, but it does give me resistance to electricity, so it might be okay. I don't know. I really, really don't know. I'm just gonna roll with it as I am, but I'm gonna buff with invisibility and haste, and we are gonna give it a try. I don't have Bane, so we're gonna just use Toxic Radiance, and again, and Tin of Tremor Stones. That hits me for negligible damage, but it also hits the other monsters for non-negligible damage. Oh, I should use Immolation. Yeah, there's no Immolation on the floor. That's truly unfortunate. Okay, what are my other options? I guess I am an Air Elementalist to begin with, so I should use Lightning Bolt against these things, or against some of these things, of course. Cannot use Lightning Bolt against everything. Okay. Is the Emperor Scorpion just not getting hit by that? Yeah, I think it missed the Emperor Scorpion like 3 times already. That's unfortunate. I'm running low on mana. I might have to use a potion of mana here. Yeah, now I'm out of mana. I'm just gonna use a potion of mana. Okay. We're scratching these Emperor Scorpions. Are you resistant to immune to electricity? Of course. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Ah, I completely forgot about it. But the correct thing to do was not only to drink mana, but to drink Brilliance at the very start of the fight because it helps your mana cost. So for a fight like this one, where I was not sure that I was gonna be able to deal with everything, with the amount of mana that I had, Brilliance would have been perfect. In fact, Brilliance could have saved me a potion of mana, and in addition to that, could have just ended the fight because it also gives you more spell power. Um, so yeah, Brilliance was definitely the correct thing to do. Ah, that is unfortunate. I should have done that before. Too late for that now because I only have 3 mana. At least the Spark Wasp is dead, right? Because it's almost dead, poisoned, and I still have Toxic Radiance. The things that I'm worried about are these two because these two are not poison resistant, or rather are poison resistant. Okay, that kind of did work for me quite well, actually. We're gonna use Ice Blast here. That's gonna hit all 3 of those guys. We get rid of one of the Spark Wasps, get back the box of beasts. Not very useful. I don't want chimeras right now, especially because they are not particularly strong. Um, got back Condenser Bane and a charge of Tin of Tremor Stones. I wonder if I could use Phantom Mirror for the Emperor Scorpion. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Maybe we get lucky and we get like super poison on the Emperor Scorpion, courtesy of my friendly Emperor Scorpion. This yet again would be a great time to have acid. I think I'm just gonna go back and buy that overcharged wand of acid with a lot of charges. It missed everything. That is annoying for sure. I could also just ninja the rune now. Like I could do this, get the rune and teleport out. Maybe that's not such a terrible idea. I should do that right about now if I'm gonna do it because my invisibility will run out sooner or later. Okie dokie. I guess you can't see it because it's invisible and you do not see invisible. Makes sense, even if it's unfortunate. Okay, it's barely scratched. I have mana for 2 lightning bolts. I'm just gonna go for it and maybe... Nah, we didn't get anything. Okay, I'm just gonna teleport away. I have the rune already. I don't have to fight these things. Okay, just in time for my invisibility ran out just in time for my teleport to trigger. That's pretty nice. So goodbye See Invisible and goodbye Spider and hello Shoals. Um, yeah, I've been liking this character, even if it's pretty. It's fragile. It's not weak. It's not weak by any means, but it is certainly quite a fragile character. Um, hmm. Okay, yeah, I was wondering if I could get Irradiate, because Irradiate would have also been really good at that fight. Irradiate just melts everything, right? So since I can get Irradiate, I'm gonna do just that. You want a single song from a video game? I guess we can do that. Let's check that out. Okay. Mm. You recently had that Canadian dish with French fries, gravy, and cheese curds. What was it called again? Poutine. It's called poutine. Poutine is like the pinnacle of food. Um, Poutine these nuts. I don't get it. Sometimes I am grateful of not being an English native speaker because I don't get puns and stuff like that. So yeah, they just don't have any effect on me. It's kind of a nice thing sometimes. Um, so yeah, we radiate. We are gonna be very well set off for a while. Resistance to Ligma, yeah, definitely resistance to Ligma. Not immunity though, but certainly resistance. I wonder if I should even keep training those. I don't think. No, we're gonna keep training them for more spell power. But yeah, after that it's like going to be air and transmutations for storm form. There was something that I wanted to get and I completely forgot about. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay, so the same thing that I did to Spider, I can kinda do to Shoals because most of these guys are not poison resistant. They are not weak to poison, but they are not resistant either. So you can deal serious damage with Toxic Radiance and Ignite Poison. Harpies are a noticeable monster that you cannot do that against, so Harpies might be annoying. Where did I put Irradiate? Yeah, I don't want Irradiate to be there. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do some air striking against the Javelineer. Wait for it. Waiting for it to be extremely poisoned. Ooh, Jorgrun. Okay, Jorgrun should be easy. I have File of Lots, so that mutes Jorgrun, prevents Jorgrun from casting anything, pretty much. And then we can just Toxic Radiance Jorgrun, maybe even add a splash of Airstrike. And we can even like throw here again at Jorgrun. And then we get the Ignite Poison, and that's the kill. Pretty sweet. How's a Warlock guy burn from within? Mm, maybe it's only like whether when I listen to Warlock, I imagine um, like water getting stuck in your throat and you being unable to speak for a couple of turns. I bet you've had that happen in real life, or you have seen it happen before. So I guess that's kind of what Warlock is. Um, and Ignite Poison would ignite the poison that is running through your veins, so that's kind of probably how that works. Um, but don't ask me. I'm not a master of crawl lore. Ask a developer. File of floods is a war crime. Oh, that's waterboarding. That's another thing. But yeah, that's pretty bad. That can kill people. So don't do it. Don't do it, kids. Um, let's see here. No, I think I want to train more evocations. I really want to I want to pump it all the way up to 10 because I have a file of flood. Well, not file of floods. That doesn't really matter that much. I have 10 of tremor stones, phantom mirror, chimera box, and condenser bane, and I really want to have high power on those. In addition to that, I also have ice blast and a wand of acid waiting for me at a shop with a million charges. So those are all things that I would definitely want to use sooner rather than later. And you remember how I mentioned earlier on that there was gonna be a couple of parts of the game where it was gonna be just like projectile land. I think shows qualifies as projectile land, so I'm just gonna get out of here. I'm gonna poison the impaler, and again, and then ignite poison. And then it dies. Okay, and now we are gonna wear a Scarf of Resistance. Yeah, it's gonna nerf my armor class kind of a bit, but it's okay because I'm also gonna get repel missiles. Um, yeah, that's not the correct scarf. This one is the correct scarf. Um, so it nerfs my armor class, but greatly increases my evasion. Um, so it's probably the correct thing to do in this place. Let's just continue. Okay. I'm very glad that Kroll decided to cooperate tonight because I was not too sure that it was going to go well enough. I thought that I was just gonna get annoyed at the game, and it did almost happen. Oh, I am lethally poisoned actually. Yeah, that's kind of what happens when a sea snake stands next to you for like 3 turns. Okay, I take 27 from poison. Time to heal it. Hmm. Well, that's not looking very good. Or that's that. Yeah, that's not good. Let's see. These guys should be feared. Okay, I hope that the Impaler doesn't feel cornered. Yeah, we can just leave now. It's probably the correct thing to do. Yeah, sea snakes can kind of hurt quite a bit. At least they are themselves not poison resistant, so you can um, poison them with toxic radiance and just do the general thing. Um, all right, that went bad, but then it went okay. I didn't have to use blinking. Any fight where I don't have to use blinking is a fight that turned out okay, even if I do have to use other consumables. It's just that blinking is by a mile the most valuable consumable in the whole game. So using blinking in any situation where it's not guaranteed to win you the game is not ideal. Pretty much is what I think. Yeah, I kept wondering how I was getting hexed, but yeah, of course I'm getting hexed because I have halved willpower. Okay, I'm gonna buy this and this, and I guess these two. I should go back and buy that wand of acid. I keep forgetting about it, but it's kind of important for me to get it. And now that I think about it, especially if I'm gonna be training more evocations. Okay, picked up some boomerangs. Let me drop them. I don't want to use them. Hmm. Okay. Oh, look at that. That was a mean entrance bolt that I dodged. Okay. Not gonna complain about dodging a mean bolt. That's always a nice thing. It's actually quite good. Okay. So yeah, obviously getting the poison spells was a really good thing for this character, seeing how effective they have been at these lower branches, and they will be effective for the rest of the game. Truly, like I'm gonna keep using Toxic Radiance and Ignite Poison even in SOT. They will add a bit to my damage per turn. Without being too much of an investment. It's only a bit of mana, and they do their thing over a couple of turns, so they are pretty nice indeed. Mm, all right, so far so good. We're already in shows 3. Oh, I keep casting Irradiate by accident. I obviously don't want to cast Irradiate if nothing is surrounding me. I want to cast Airstrike, and sometimes I have Airstrike in the same button where I have Irradiate right now, so probably I should switch them. But I don't want to switch them because I feel like if I switch them, I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing. Um, so I'm not gonna switch them. What is that? A Book of Dreams. Okay, I think I already have that because it's grayed out. Either I have it or I already have all of the spells that could be in the book. Lightning Bolt. That kills 2 harpies straight away. Pretty nice. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Not gonna lie, it's looking pretty good indeed. Ran out of mana though. Um, Fortunately, I still have my Amulet of Mana Regen, so we can just chill around for like 3 turns and gain back all. Well, not really all my mana, but enough mana to finish the fight. All right, all right. Water elementals, weird. What do these do? They haven't changed, have they? Well, they do the same thing that they have always done. Okay, let's rest to full HP, just out of safety. Mm-hmm. Hello, Crump. How's my night going? It's going unusually well. Like I was expecting Kroll to spit on my face, believe it or not, and it kind of almost did because on D4 I had a Hornet zombie that had more HP than I did, and well, it's a Hornet zombie. You cannot outrun it, and it hits way too hard for you at that stage of the game. So I almost died, but I got lucky enough, I guess, kind of lucky because I had to use like literally all of my consumables to survive it. Um, but at the end of the day, we managed to survive it, and here we are, same character, haven't died since. Um, so it might be a streak of 2. I haven't played Kroll in like 3 weeks. Last time I played Kroll, it was a win, so it might be a streak of 2. I'm trying to test Storm Form, and we have gotten to the point of the game where I have the spell available in my library. I still haven't learned it, and I definitely can't cast it just yet. Um, but I am super close. I'm excited for it, to be completely honest, because I have 49 intelligence, right? So that means that I'm gonna have a lot of spell power, which theoretically means that Storm Form should be good. So yeah, I am looking forward to that. Mhm. Okay, that got rid of everything. And we hit 10 evocations. That's nice. Now, the next thing that I should do is probably start training for Storm Form. Um, Yeah. Training for Stormform also has a nice slight upside of increasing the spell power of Irradiate. So while we get Stormform, we will benefit slightly from training those things. And I guess it also increases the power of Earthstrike and Lightning Bolt as well. So it will be nice. Um, so yeah, here we go. Error and transmutations. We're gonna get at least 15 of each of these. I feel like that's the bare minimum that I am going to need for Stormform. Even if I can get it castable with less skill, which is very likely considering how I have 49 intelligence, I still should get 15 for more spell power for the spell to be better. Oh, boots, finally! Took me quite a while, but we have finally found boots, and I shouldn't cast Lightning Bolt in a level that I just entered because it's gonna wake everything up. Alrighty. Okay. I am resting, and then we're gonna go pick up those boots unless monsters keep harassing me, of course. Okay, boots of flying. Those are pretty nice. Okay, that adds to my armor class, and it also removes the annoyance of shallow water. Glad Crawl hasn't spit in your face. Unfortunately, can't save the same for myself with NetHack. You got a title on the castle last night and you killed your barbarian. That's unfortunate. I hope things get better for you and NetHack. I remember my NetHack history. Yeah, I enjoyed NetHack quite a bit. But as far as NetHack goes, in my opinion, you stop enjoying it the moment you become consistent at it. And as for Crawl, it's kind of the opposite. Um, if you become consistent at it, you start enjoying it more because you can kind of like get away with doing certain things that you wouldn't be able to get away when you don't know the game as well, because you know how to like act in certain situations and stuff. Um, Most painful net hack splat. Oh yeah, I can tell you that one for sure. Like I at first I thought that I was not gonna be able to give you an accurate answer, but no, I can't. I can give you an accurate answer. Um, I had this character. It was a monk. I was doing well in the early game, and I picked up a cockatrice corpse without gloves, and I died because that picking up a cockatrice corpse in NetHack without gloves instantly kills you by petrification. You get instantly petrified with no chance to do anything about it. It just kills you, and that happened to me. Um, it's very annoying how many things can just instantly kill you in NetHack with no chance for counterplay, no, nor any messages that are like, "Hey, are you sure you really want to do that? Are you sure you want to kill yourself?" Like that's part of what got me really into Crawl. That Crawl was more forgiving with typos and that kind of stuff. Um, like for example, in Crawl, you straight up can't jump into lava. In NetHack, you won't even get prompted, and jumping into lava without fire resistance is literally an instant death. With fire resistance, you take a bit of damage, your gear gets damaged, and you also lose consumables. But but you don't instantly die. But still very annoying. What happened to your globes? Don't monks start with +2 globes? Maybe it was not a monk. Maybe it was a different character. But the point is that it did. It happened exactly like that. Like I wielded. Oh oh I think I remember what happened with the globes actually. I think I unwielded. I think I took them off to enchant some gear, and I didn't put them back on. That's probably something along those lines happened. Um, yeah, because in NetHack you read a scroll of enchant web or enchant armor, and it enchants something that you're using randomly. You don't get to pick. So in order to choose what you're going to enchant, you have to take everything else off and then read the scroll. It's insane. Maybe I'm just too used to crawl and crawl's user friendliness. Can't tell you how many times you have accidentally dove into war and blanked all your scrolls in NetHack. Yeah, that sounds well. That is miserable. It doesn't sound miserable. It is miserable because I have done that as well in the past. I think I only did it like once or twice though. It's definitely annoying when that happens because it not only blanks your scrolls, it also blanks your potions or dilutes them and makes them weaker. So definitely not something that you ever want to be in the receiving end of in NetHack. But it's not as bad as accidentally canceling yourself with a wand of cancellation or something, or like destroying your bag of holding with cancellation. That's also really bad. Um, okay, I hope that sea snake doesn't incredibly poison me. Oh, okay, it incredibly poisoned me. Even Mystic Blast to push them away, or you cannot cast the spells while unable to breathe. I guess that makes sense. Okay, push everything away. I need to get rid of the poison. Oh, poison in this version is no joke. Like you take so much damage when you get extremely poisoned. It's very reminiscent of Hellcrawl poison. Okay, now it's time to get rid of this water elemental. That got scary for a second. Um, I tried to kill everything with Irradiate, but I got some bad rolls with Irradiate. You have a real love-hate relationship with NetHacks, and NetHack and Adam are the only old-school roguelikes you're moderately competent at. Um, as for old-school roguelikes, you probably mean like the generation before Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I don't think this would count as an old-school roguelike because of the user friendliness, truly. But yeah, as far as those go, old school roguelikes, I only ever played NetHack. I never touched others from that generation of roguelikes. Um, I went from NetHack to Crawl, and then I stuck with Crawl, and I tried other games like Doom RL and Brogue. I played a bit of Brogue, and I won a game of Slash M. But I never really won Brogue or no, I won a fair amount of games of Doom RL. But eventually I just stopped playing it for some reason. I guess I could play Doom RL one of these days. It's a very interesting game if you have never seen it. Um, but yeah, as for Adam and NetHack and Alona and those kinds of roguelikes, that generation never really tried them outside of NetHack. That is. And I also played Tom once, and it was a pretty miserable experience. That's a pretty decent cloak, but it's not good enough. I guess the 7 dexterity might not be terrible. I wonder how much evasion that gives me. Just out of curiosity, let's put it on. 1724, so it gives me 3 evasion. And if I train more dodging, it's gonna give me more evasion, of course. Um, yeah, the only one tome game that I played lasted for more than 24 hours, and it ended up dying to an annoying mechanic. So it was not like, oh, I died in like epic combat, as you would normally die in a roguelike. right? It was more like the opposite of that. Like, you know how Tome has an overworld, and that overworld has overworld mobs. So just like bands of random monsters and an arena that you have to fight them on. That killed me in the second map, not in the first map. The overworld mobs in the first map were manageable for my character, even though it was literally my first time playing and I was like kind of looking things up on the go. Um, it was still manageable, but the second map had some messed up overworld mobs. They were like grossly overpowered. Um, it was like I hated the overworld in Tome. I really wish it had been a menu instead of being like the this. I wish the overworld in Tome had been that instead of an overworld. It was just so annoying. Um, but yeah, that was just one of many things that I hated from Tome, and I can confidently say hated because I felt very passionately against Tome. Like I still remember how mad I got at that. Like, and I only remember because it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and I haven't gotten that mad at anything since. And even then, I was like, I think this is the most annoyed at something I've been in my whole life. So yeah, not going back to Tom for the rest of my life. Tom is not a pleasant experience in my opinion. So what was I doing? I was gonna look something up. Uh, um, hmm. I was gonna look something up. I completely forgot what I was doing. I guess yet another reason to be annoyed at Tom. Keeps trolling me even 3 years after I last gave it a try. um, what was I going to do? Mm, oh, I remember. I dropped my wand of charming by accident. I wanna pick that up. Yeah, kind of important to carry one of those around. There's some monsters that are vulnerable to it. Okay, accidentally cast swiftness there. I should move it to another spot because I certainly don't want to cast that. I guess we're gonna put it here. We are going to get that for sure. Potions of haste are very powerful. Um, that ring for 700 gold, that would have been so good if it was not weakness to cold. If it was like cold resistance, it would have been pretty great. But weakness to cold makes it nearly unusable. And the the ring below that one would have also been amazing if it was a slaying +4 instead of being slaying -4. Slaying -4 makes it also pretty much unusable, unfortunately. You're trying to get more into Crawl, your problem seems to be that you'll get a good character going and then a monster you've never seen before will show up and kill you. Well, lucky for you, that's something that you can very easily adjust to. Like for example, let's say that I'm a completely new player and I've never seen this Manticore. I can always do this. Target it with a projectile and press B, as in Viper, and then it gives you this window here. This window is what you should do to every monster that you see that you don't know what it does. And I've been playing for more than 10 years already, so I pretty much know what everything does, but I still do this every now and then to confirm what I was thinking of, like the amount of damage that something can do, or like you can even check it to see what's the chance for you to hit the monster or for the monster to hit you. So yeah, very good. Dice to a nice fiend. Oh, but come on, that was just like unlucky because I miscast ignition twice. Like It's just how it is. If you miscast Ignition twice at 10%, where a single cast of Ignition would have fixed the situation, it's just unlucky. I could have played around the unluckiness, but I was just too high on power with that particular character. It's such a shame that I won a fair amount of Jin that were just like strugglers and had like terrible spell sets and stuff. But that one that had like crazy good spells, no, that one died in a really dumb way. That was really um, annoying because that character was easily winnable. Like Orb of I think it had Iron Shot, Orb of Destruction, and Ignition. Like, what else do you really need? Those three spells are good enough to kill the entirety of the game in a 3 rune game. For a 15 rune, you might need fridge or something, or Succubus refrigeration. But if you don't get it, that's fine. And I also don't like to do 15 rune games with a random spell set. Kind of unlucky. But yeah, that's rune number 2. Um, and we have 10 air magic and 8 transmutations. Let's take a look at my success rate for Stormform. 19%. And what's my spell power on Stormform? 43%. So we are getting really close. Now my issue is that I don't have spell levels to learn it. I would have to get more spell casting. In fact, I probably should train things the other way around so I can learn the spell and then have it become better. So I should probably just turn everything off and turn spellcasting on and get it to like 16 or something. Um, but yeah, now that I have 2 runes, the next thing to do is bolts. Okay, there's a caravan here. Well, we're gonna find the caravan. Gonna find the caravan. Let's see. Okay, it's right here, actually. Cat Elementalist Altar and D1 equals Jiba. I think the last time I got Jiba from one of those altars, I just quit the game. Like, I straight up quit because either you get Jiba Wrath, which is bad because you're an early game character, you're not gonna survive Wrath of any. Oh, you have poison resistance. You're not gonna survive early Wrath with an early game character, or you just play Jiba and you don't have any consumables for the rest of the game. I no joke, like not even exaggerating, I would just quit that. In fact, Jiba is the reason um, why I don't go for random altars nowadays. You've really ruined random altars for me. Um, okay, I'm gonna stick with the Scarf of Repulsion. I think it's gonna be good for all the Yoctors and Centaurs and stuff. I should drop a couple of these things though before going in. Maybe I want to buy a lot of things in there. Fingers crossed. Your Jiva win rate is 8.3%, which is over 4 times your overall win rate. I wonder what's my win rate with Jiva. In this account, I would say that it's probably around 50% because I won with Jiva once and I quit one Jiva game, so that should be 50%, right? In the main account, it might be 100%. I don't think I ever died with Jiva in the main account. Um, yeah, it might be 100% in the main account. I have no idea. You must be a Jiva expert. Yeah, my Jiva expertise qualifies me to tell you to not go Jiva. Yeah, that's what I can tell you with my Jiva expertise. There's the Book of Eyes here. I wish I could buy that. Wow, it's only 6 more gold. If I had 6 more gold, I could buy this Book of Eyes, which means also Kubus Fridge with a lot of spell power too. Because I have the Manual of Ice Magic and I have 49 intelligence, so I would just like think about casting a Succubus Fridge and monsters would explode. But unfortunately, I cannot buy it. You're short 6 gold pieces. Um, yeah, desperation is what I'm currently feeling, and that's it. Ah, that's so sad. Come on. I was expecting like acquirement or something to be able to buy it and then like acquire more money, but no, it didn't happen this time. So unfortunately, there is one thing that I really wish I could buy, which is this Book of Ice for Osokubus refrigeration. But alas, it is what it is. Or maybe I already have the spell. Nope, I do not possess Osokubus fridge. Yeah, and the only source of it is this Book of Ice that I cannot buy. It's so bad, so bad. And pretty much nothing else that is being offered to me here is something that I care about. Um, yeah, I guess I could get Orb of Destruction. I could get this Book of Power for Orb of Destruction. I don't even have to train that much more um, of anything. Like I already have 9 conjurations. I can go all the way up to 15, and Orb of Destruction kind of wins me the game. It's that good of a spell. I guess I should do that. Um, Yeah, the only source of it is this Book of Power. So even though I cannot buy the Book of Ice, which I would have preferred to buy, I can buy the Book of Power. And now I have yet another spell that I want to get. That is also like a very high level spell. So yeah, on the wait list is Storm Form and Orb of Destruction. I guess I could also get Dragon Form. I want like Dragon Form has to be better than Storm Form, or I guess Storm Form gets better than Dragon Form after a certain point with enough spell power. And considering how I am trying to get spell power, I guess getting Dragon Form is not that big of a deal. But then again, I don't have to train um, any more than I would for Dragon Form if I'm gonna be getting Storm Form. Mm. I've never liked that Harpies are resistant to poison because they are kind of annoying to deal with. They are not particularly dangerous, but the fact that they are poison resistant means that they can't be killed quickly by toxic radiance, which is indeed quite annoying. Ooh, the Etin misses me. Okay, that's lucky. 28% chance to hit me. I guess it's to be expected more than lucky. Let's see, this is Sphinx. 1% chance to hex me because I have a lot of willpower. This maze that I found from Crazy Youth is crazy. Yeah, um, Crazy Youth got me a crazy maze indeed. It's been so useful too. Like the 2 pips of willpower have made this item, and the fact that it's like a plus 10 Vorpal maze is also okay. It's definitely not an endgame weapon, but it is an endgame ring. So I might just not use a weapon at all in this game, even though I have leech. Um, but yeah, let's see. Do I have blink available? I don't. Hmm. I wonder if there was a Book of Minor Magic in the bazaar, because if there was, I should have bought it instead of buying the Book of Power. Blink is more important than um, Orb of Destruction. There's many spells that can fulfill the function of Orb of Destruction, but there's not a lot of spells that can fulfill the function of Blink. Like for example, in this situation, Blink would be pretty good because it's likely to land me away from the Etin, which is very important. The Sphinx doesn't really hit that hard compared to the Etin. Um, but yeah, fortunately, we managed to. Slime creature suddenly disappears. Okay. So, an interesting message. You don't really get that very often. Very large slime creature. Okay. Maybe we can charm you. Yeah, 55% chance to charm. Oh, a frost heart all the way over there. I don't have. Oh, I have 1 pip of cold resistance from my buckler. Okay, I guess that's fine, but it's still a terrible arena for me to fight a frost heart in. I'm gonna get frozen, and I also don't have a lot of HP, so this is kind of shaky. And yeah, there's like no single space that I can place myself in where the Frostheart won't be able to hit me with the creeping frost. This spell is so powerful. I think it's like overtuned. It might release as it is because I guess at the end of the day these guys only have around 60 HP, but I still think that they are unnecessarily powerful. Like look at that. 26 damage just from that. You partially resist, so it ignores partial. Wow, I thought that it just like straight up checked cold resistance, but it ignores it partially. That's messed up. I think they are definitely way too powerful. Like, yeah, just take a look at that. Another hit of 26. Um, these guys are insane. Um, are they immune to cold? No, they are only resistant. So I guess two can play the same game of shooting each other with cold damage. Okay, the frost grips you, you partially resist. So this time it only dealt 2 damage. That's nice. It's almost death and very poisoned. So if left alone, it would just die like that. But I obviously cannot do that because it also deals crazy high damage. So it needs to be killed immediately. And now we have an issue in that this very large slime creature is currently my friend, but eventually it won't be my friend. So I'm also very low on mana and HP, so yeah, it's kind of bad. Your slime creature dies. All right, that's perfect. That is quite good. Hajiba reasons, come on, come on. Um, There's no reason to go Jiva. Oh, I guess Jiva reasons is like you don't like consumables. I guess that's a good Jiva reason. Okay. Fortunately, thanks to the amulet of mana regen that I'm using, I was able to get back enough mana to use lightning bolt and kill everything. Because shooting lightning bolts at things usually fixes any issues that you might have. Okay. Ran out of mana, but fortunately those are slime creatures. Obviously they cannot open doors, so I can just close the door and regen all my mana again. Easy peasy. All right. Um, it creaks loudly. What's the chance of that happening? I don't think it's very high. Okay. Yeah, these guys are resistant, or they are weak to poison, like all of those guys. So a good old toxic radiance ignite poison strategy. Okay, as I mentioned, this will remain good for the rest of the 3 rune game. Like if you're going for 15 runes, poison quickly becomes worthless, but for 3 runes, poison is really, really strong. I won't say that it is overpowered, but it is as strong as it can be without being just blatantly broken or overpowered, I guess. Yeah, because broken would be something like absolute zero, where it just trivializes a part of the game. Poison doesn't do that, fortunately. Even if it's extremely strong, you can still die with poison. Mm, alrighty. So yeah, um, I'm surprised that transmuters lost blade hands, but poison mages can still have toxic radiance. Like, I don't understand the logic behind that. You would think that if transmitters cannot have blade hands, Venom mages wouldn't be able to have Toxic Radiance, since Toxic Radiance is as powerful, if not more powerful, than Blade Hands, and can equally carry you through a 3 rune game like Blade Hands would back in the day. We are going to tell these guys to retreat because I don't want them to be next to me when they become uncharmed. Okay, they split off. Okay, that's pretty good. I wonder if I should just turn on them. Yeah, there we go. Now I want them to queue up instead of merging. I don't, they are not gonna queue up, of course. Yeah, they're just gonna merge. Okay, Titanic Slime Creature. Let's see if we can get some paralysis. There we go. 55% works every time with these slime creatures. Like I always try to charm them with around 10 evocations, which gives you around 55% chance to charm, but it just happens so consistently. It's kind of the opposite with monsters in SOT that also have a similar chance to be charmed, but it just doesn't happen when you try it against them. Okay. Saint Roca's band is pretty worthless. Um, they all died very quickly, but Saint Roca itself is very, very tanky, around 200 HP, and Saint Roca has a special chance to smite you. Saint Roca smites like once every 3 turns. Like every turn, Saint Roca has a 1 in 3 chance to smite you pretty much. And that much smiting that consistently can pile up very quickly, even if you have good HP, which I do have good HP. 156 at experience level 17 is pretty decent. Um, there's some characters with better HP, of course, but more often than not, at the experience level 17, you're not gonna have 156. You're gonna have like 130, maybe 140. Alrighty. So unfortunately, Saint Roca got cold resistance, so these clouds are not gonna be dealing nearly enough damage. We can lose the clouds, no big deal. But yeah, there we can see that Saint Roca really likes to smite you, and even though it's not that much damage, it is consistent damage that you cannot do anything against. So if you don't get rid of Saint Roca fast enough, the damage can very easily pile up and kill you. But fortunately, we are a mage, a poison mage too. So yep, that just got rid of Saint Roca very very quickly and very easily, very painlessly. Poison is really really good. Mm-hmm. Okay, that is it. There's a scroll of immolation on that bolt. Ah, rendered globes. Well, that's a way to tempt me. I want those, but I don't know if I should go in. I feel like I'm gonna get in and I'm just gonna get absolutely dumpstered. Oh, is that a storm dragon? Oh, it's an iron dragon. It's even worse than a storm dragon. Yeah, these hurt quite a lot actually. Um, the melee attack is bad, I guess, because it attacks you 3 times. But the bad part is the metal splinters. They check armor several times, but the thing is that I don't have armor. Like I have 16 armor class. Um, so iron splinters would be really bad to be in the receiving end of. I've had characters with 170 HP that have died from 2 attacks of metal splinters. Not even by an iron dragon, by a war gargoyle that also has metal splinters. Um, yeah, 3 dice of 27. It's just messed up to fight against a monster with that if you don't have good armor class, and I just don't have that yet. Um, so yeah, mighty war gargoyles are crazy indeed, very annoying, and unfortunately they are a common sight now that peacekeepers appear and they have bands of war gargoyles, and and crystal golems. They are also pretty messed up. So yeah, I think I'm gonna come back to this once I have storm form and hopefully some amount of unarmed combat. For now, we are gonna go downstairs, and I think that's gonna be it for tonight. It was a good return to crawl. Fortunately, it went okay. Like I was prepared for it not going okay, but it did go okay. But yeah, I'll come back to this character. Today's Tuesday, maybe on Thursday. I cannot promise that I will be coming back to this character on Thursday, but I will be coming back to this character soon. I will leave it exactly as it is um, to keep trying to get what's it called? This thing, Storm Form. I want to give it a try. Maybe it becomes my new favorite spell. I don't think it will, but maybe it will. You never know. Um, but with that being said, I will be back eventually. Yeah, I cannot promise when because apparently I have become very inconsistent. That's kind of what happens if I stop doing something. I am very consistent until I just miss a day, and then it all goes downhill. And it's not only a streaming thing, unfortunately. But yeah, I will try to stream more. People subscribe and stuff, so I kind of wanna make it worth it for them. With that being said, I guess I will be streaming more at a later date, as I mentioned before. Let's see if there is someone playing Crawl to Wraith. That would be sweet, but usually that just isn't the case. There is someone called DCSSSSS who is doing just chatting. I don't think that person is playing Crawl. Something makes me think that person is not playing Crawl, but I might watch their stream. No one playing NetHack either. Yeah, the only person playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup appears to be me at this time. I guess we can host someone playing Strife. Who is playing Strife? Anyone in my No, no one is playing Strive with a lot of viewers. Okay. Um. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna call it here. No raid, no host or anything. Um. So before I go, if you're not following, you should consider following. Following is free, and you will get notified when I stream next. In case you're interested in what I'm currently doing. And if you're already following, you should consider subscribing. Of course, you don't have to subscribe, but I would appreciate it if you do. It certainly is very helpful and motivational. Makes me come back and keep doing my thing. So yeah, thank you for the people who subscribed tonight, and I will see you at a later date. Goodbye.